Welcome back, everybody. Ben and Woods, 97.3 The Fan. Let's get our heads right on a Tuesday. It's good to be home. Good to be home with all of you degenerates already in the chat this morning, blowing it up. It's incredible. Thank you guys for being here. Certainly do appreciate that, I will say. Definitely feeling the pressure of today's show. Definitely. Woke up to a bunch of can't wait. Just relax a little bit, all right? Just calm down. It's going to be fun. I'm Woodsy. Paul Reindl's our executive producer. Good morning, Paulie.
Good morning. Hey, how are you? I was expecting a guttural yell.
Not for adding essentially 2 wins over the weekend. Well, we can get into it. We're going to break it all down. Yeah, hey, man, if we're in the year 2021, you probably get a guttural yell this morning. But, I'm going to temper my enthusiasm. As I think we all should, right? Ben Higgins, your friendly neighborhood sports anchor, the chairman. How are you, buddy?
I'm good. I do sense that a lot of anticipation for this morning's show. I think that's to be understood. We've been talking a lot this offseason. Is there going to be some moves? And when they all come in the same weekend? Or maybe everyone's just excited because it's Fat Tuesday.
That's true. We just call Tuesday here on the Ben and Woods program. I have no Mardi Gras celebrations in my future. I really don't. I didn't make any jambalaya or any gumbo or anything like that. I did make a delicious pot roast yesterday that just knocked it out of the park. But yeah, people were really fired up about today's show and the moves over the weekend. And again, I'm excited. I love adding people. When I used to play a lot of MLB The Show, I love doing bits like this. I loved picking up a Nick Castellanos or a Griffin Canning and turning them into something great on my MLB The Show team. Walker Buehler, I would enjoy DFAing from my team and never picking him up again. But
he might be on the show in a week from today.
100%. So picked up our GM as well, our president of baseball ops. Huge news over the weekend. And I don't know how you guys felt, but when I woke up yesterday, I went, crap, man. Like, we should have gone to work today, but we didn't really have an option. My question was, did we have the option? What is a floating holiday? I've heard that term over the years.
So it wasn't a holiday at Channel 10 yesterday.
Was it
We
not?
don't get the day off.
Okay.
I worked yesterday. It's not a company holiday.
It is here.
It is here. It's a company holiday. There was no engineers in the building.
Bank holiday.
Yeah, it was. So I don't know that we even had the option to come in and do a show here. I guess maybe we could have tried to do something remotely on YouTube, but then we're just using all of our content
for today's
show yesterday.
So I would a floating holiday be something where we call Adam on Sunday night and we say, hey, I know we're supposed to be off tomorrow. Rumor is AJ Preller's extension's coming down. We already know about all the moves they made since we got off the air.
That's not what a floating holiday is.
We're going to work 6 to 10, and then we'll take another day later.
A floating holiday is like some companies will just give you days to take off, and you just call it a holiday.
Oh, okay.
Like I've had a job where you got 2 floating holidays. You were supposed to use one in the first half of the year,
one in the
second half of the year. And you can just pick, hey, that Wednesday, I'm going to use a floating holiday on this Wednesday coming up.
Okay.
I got to take the day.
Well, I mean, I know it's not technically what it would have been, but I think if we had
you want the opposite. You want to come in and work on a day that they're giving us off.
Correct. Come in and do yesterday's show like we normally would have, and then be there for the audience, and then say we're going to take, I don't know, Friday off or something.
Rain check.
Yes,
you're looking for a rain check.
A radio rain check.
Yeah, a rain check.
But speaking of the rain, can you give everybody the public service announcement that you gave us?
Oh, man, yeah.
Before we drove in.
Listen, be very careful out there. I don't need to tell you, Kelly Danick today is like her Super Bowl. I pictured her this morning. I was driving and I pictured her getting up, putting like the Rambo face paint on. Like this is her Super Bowl. It is extremely wet. I was driving in slow, like 65 miles an hour. The guy in front of me changed lanes. All the water came up mine. I started a hydroplane. I'm like, oh my God.
Bro, when it hits your windshield like all at once, like one wall of water is coming at you and it's just like slams into your windshield.
I'll say Via de la Valle by the racetrack, it was a lake. It was like Lake Michigan. I mean, 3-4 lanes completely underwater on the way to work this morning.
Then I hit the turn to get on the 15 or whatever, and I was like, I'm going off the road.
52 to 15.
52 to 15 was gnarly, dude.
That's a tight corner.
It's a tight corner anyway.
Kearney Villa Road.
It's a tight corner.
It was also your speed change. You went from 52 down to 15.
Down to 15.
Yeah.
And I slid there. So please be careful out there. Please. It's going to get messy. It's going to get messy. It's going to get nasty. Take a little extra time.
We need every tier 1 we can get.
That's
we don't
right.
want to lose any of you this week. So be careful.
Don't do anything foolish. I'm sure Fashion Valley is underwater, as it always is. And is there an end in sight to this?
It's actually supposed to be nice the rest of the day today, and then it's going to rain again tomorrow and Thursday.
Maybe off and on all week, I think.
It was so bad. We got a text last night from the president of our Little League. She goes, cancel all practices until Friday. Just banged it. Just nothing. We're not even going to mess with it. I go, all right, makes it a little easier. But man, it was a lot of hubbub this weekend in Padre land, certainly, and a lot we need to talk about, a lot we want to get into. We've got guests to talk about it as well. Today's going to be a very Padres-centric show. Have no fear about that. We'll get into each and every one of those moves. We'll do a deep dive on all those guys. I don't want to come in here and, pee in anybody's Cheerios. I really don't. That's not my personality. But I guess I would say I'm cautiously optimistic. We didn't sign Kyle Tucker and Framber Valdez. You know what I'm saying? Like that's there's different echelons of signings.
I think you can pick apart every single move. I don't think anyone expects every player the Padres signed this weekend to have great seasons.
Yeah.
I do think taken as a whole, the Padres got better this weekend and created a more complete team and roster, something they needed to do before the start of the season. But I thought the biggest move, well, for me personally this weekend, and I don't think I realized it until yesterday morning when the official news of A.J. Preller's contract extension broke, how much I had really put my eggs in that basket. Like we had been saying for weeks, as other hosts and podcasters had been sounding the alarm bell about A.J. Preller and his lame duck status and what does this mean? They're going to let him get away. And I had really trusted my sources that I had heard. And I had said, I'm not worried about this. This is going to get done. And people are panicking for nothing. But every day that passes, you're going to go, did I get bad information?
Am I going to get egg on my face?
Am I going to have to wear this when they don't get a deal done with A.J. Preller? But I stuck by what I had heard. I trusted the people that I had talked to. And I said, I'm not worried about this. And I was not going to lead the tier ones down the road of let's get all fired up and hot and bothered about A.J. Preller's contract status, because everything that I had been led to believe was that it was going to get done. It was probably going to get done sometime early in spring training. So when it happened, I was both kind of felt a sense of relief. Honestly, I felt like, my reputation was on the line. What we had said was going to happen. I wanted it to happen, and it did. And I'm glad that we didn't mislead the tier ones like I felt other people in San Diego did. I won't name names, but I felt like there was a lot of people who were trying to drum up a lot of intrigue that never really existed about A.J. Preller's contract status.
Yeah, I didn't feel, listen, I think there are certain things that happen with this team, since we've been covering them that you look at and you go, I don't think we got the full story. I really don't. And I have no problem saying that. Then there's some things I think that have happened that it's like, hey, don't overthink it, man. Don't overthink it. Like he didn't want to be here, and that line could be referenced about a multitude of people, managers, and players. They didn't want to be here. Nothing to overthink. Not everything is sinister. I think some things are sinister, but this one, it never moved the needle for me. I wasn't super worried about it. I felt like it would get done if the right ownership group was in place. My gut tells me now he knows who the owner's going to be. He's got a general idea of who the owner's going to be, and he's comfortable staying and signing a deal, which, by the way, nobody knows for how long and nobody knows for how much. Now,
they said multi-year deal.
Multi-year deal
really
is two.
That's at least two.
Is multi-year.
My guess is it's two. My guess is it's two more beyond this year, but we don't know for sure. They did keep that detail in house, but they were very clear. They said multi-year deal. So, I don't think there's any way around that, linguistic expression to mean anything other than through the year 2028 at least.
Do you have any explanation as to why they would keep that so close to the vest?
I think AJ Preller didn't like what went on this year, everyone knowing that it was his contract year and being asked the question over and over again. And I think he's probably going to not tell anybody as long as he possibly can, so no one knows when his contract ends for sure, so they're not always asking him in the year before the contract ends. I think it's an AJ got tired of this whole saga and doesn't want to repeat it in 2 or 3 years or however many years it is that his contract lasts. But my guess would be they signed a 2-year deal. It gives the new ownership, whoever that is, a chance to evaluate AJ up close, how they work with him, and then decide on their own if they want to do a 4 or 5 year deal on top of that with AJ at some point. Or if they feel like, hey, you know what? Oil and water, it's not working out. We want to move on.
Yep.
That's any new owner's prerogative. But I would think that any new owner would also want to at least get a feel for AJ before they make any rash decisions on the direction of the organization. So that's why it always made sense. Get at least a couple-year extension, see how it goes, let him finish out, this kind of era of Padres baseball. And then is he the right guy to try to build them into the 2030s, or do they want to go in a different direction? We'll find out in 2 or 3 years at this point.
Yeah, it's just nice to get that done, get it off the something that you don't want lingering around the team. And then you heard comments from all the players yesterday talking about AJ Preller. I mean, it's obvious. One thing we've said over the years about AJ, look, I have absolutely gone back and forth on AJ Preller as the general manager of this team. Darren Smith has gone back and forth on AJ Preller as the general manager of this team. I can actively remember a time for Darren, we could talk to Darren about it on Friday, literally saying he's got to lose his job today. I don't remember what it was, but I remember I heard it and I went, wow, like dropped the hammer on him. He's come around to the other side. I don't know what it is necessarily that flipped me per se, but I do know that he really, really wants to win and exhausts every avenue he can exhaust to win. Some of those avenues I look at and I go, this is going to hurt, or, it'd be nice to have Robbie Snelling, right? Like, of course, every GM makes those moves that somehow make no sense sometimes. Or you have a GM that is like, I'm doing nothing. I'm not going to do a damn thing. I'm scared to pull the trigger. And I look at teams like the Orioles. I look at teams like the Dodgers even could have flipped some guys. Now they can just buy anybody they want, so it's different. But you can't ever say that guy didn't put the best interest of San Diego and the Padres front and center for him.
Which is why
it's all he cares about.
Which is why I'm happy he's staying. I know AJ well enough to know that what he cares about is winning in San Diego.
Yes.
I don't know that about every GM. I think a lot of them are trying to protect their jobs, their salaries, their reputations. They don't want to do anything that's going to make people scratch their heads around baseball. Why did he do that? AJ's not afraid to do that. He wants to win, and he's willing to take risks to try to make the San Diego Padres into winners. He's not about protecting his own reputation as a general manager or looking at what the next job may be or what the future may hold for him. This is his life.
Yeah, this is his life. Winning one here is really
it's the Padres and some pickup basketball, and that's his entire life. It's about trying to make the San Diego Padres into a winner. I don't know if it's healthy.
I don't either.
Honestly, I don't. But if I'm a fan of the San Diego Padres, how can I be mad that the general manager's entire life is devoted to trying to make that team a championship team? I can't be. I really can't be. I know that that's what his devoted one-track mind is really always thinking about.
Yeah, I agree. And I talked to Logan White when we were at Fantasy Camp. Anybody that was there could speak to that conversation. Now, Logan White is not an AJ Preller. Logan White is a different kind of human being than AJ Preller. Them bouncing ideas off for years. When Logan White went in, retired, by the way, and just said, hey, man, you want to talk about singular focus? Singular. It's winning a World Series for San Diego. And I, as a fan, you go, sounds great. Dan, as a radio host that covers the team, so few dull moments over the last 8 years we've been together. It's shocking. As it pertains to this baseball team. Now, they
trying to think of other GMs that would have had more fun for us on the radio. Right. And I'm like, obviously the Dodgers.
Correct. That would have been fun.
Every other week, you're like, oh my God, we got another superstar. Time for another emergency show.
Yeah. I mean, we'd probably, if we're in LA, it'd probably be like, no, we're going to go head on the Lakers. We'll mention the Kyle Tucker. Dodgers sign another huge star.
Like if we were
$60 million a year.
If we were a Mets radio show, I don't think we'd have a shortage of topics, conversations.
Yeah, for sure.
Really, like AJ is like one of, I don't know, 3 or 4 guys where it's always interesting.
I mean, listen, he's got his haters for sure.
You know what? And it's legitimate.
And that's legit.
If you feel like
a World Series title is all the.
If you feel like he puts too many eggs in the winning now basket and is not planning enough for the future,
fair enough.
He trades away too many prospects, and you'd rather see a GM go the other direction. You are absolutely valid in that opinion because he does.
No question.
He does.
No question.
There are other GMs who look at AJ and they're sick to their stomach with what he does to the Padres organization.
They cannot wrap their heads around it. It makes them insane. And it's the hubris. It's the hubris
that he can rebuild
the
farm system again and again and again.
And hey, guys, I'm going to tell you right now. I know we're 30th in farm system. We're not going to be 30th at the end of the year. We're not. I bet the farm on it. We're just, no pun intended. I don't have a farm, but if I did, it's not going to be, you're not going to be 30th at the end of the year. It's ego, it's hubris, and it's skill. This is what he lives to do. So, congrats to AJ. I'm glad he's back again. Never a dull moment. You remember, you got to think too. All right, who? If not him, who? If not him, who? Because if he's a free agent, Hal Steinbrenner's snatching that dude up. Period.
Even with if the new owner comes in and it's somebody that we're all feeling good about and the prospects of them owning the team, I still would be a little concerned if they didn't have AJ Preller to run it, if they wanted to get their own guy or whatever. I'm like, now you got a new owner. Now you have a new GM. We think AJ is the only one that can run the monster that he's built. And if you brought in a new owner that wanted his own guy, that sounds like a fire sale down the road. Like that sounds like guys getting moved. I don't know. I'm not ready for that yet. I want to keep it rolling.
I think to me, it's kind of like breaking in a baseball glove. AJ at the beginning was
rough,
was stiff, and it was not fun. But you stuck with it long enough that he is now kind of oiled and leathered, and he's got that feel that he kind of understands the job so much better than he did. Do you want to start over with some assistant GM from the Tampa Bay Rays or an assistant GM from, you're going to hire someone from the Dodgers to come down and learn the job all over again?
I mean, I'm sure there's guys that could do it. But again, you said it. He built the machine. Let him run the machine until the machine literally falls apart.
Well, it's going to at some point.
Of course.
Now, all teams go through a down period where, he's trying to pry open the window as long as he can, but there's going to be a rough year or two for the Padres. It's his job to then minimize those rough years before he can start building it up again. And I don't know that means necessarily that he's done a bad job. If he can't keep the Padres in the playoffs for 17 straight years, doesn't mean he's failed in his task, but if he can get him, in playoff contention for 8 or 9 years, in the 2020s, and then, have a year or two of rebuilding and get them right back to playoff contention, I'd say he's doing an unbelievable job if that's going to happen. But yeah, there's going to be a down year. I don't know whether it's 2029 or 2030 or 2028, or if it's this year, if everything falls apart this year, and we'll reevaluate when that happens. But right now they're still in the contending window, and the team they're putting on the field based on what the roster looks like right now is one that I think absolutely can make the playoffs and, make some noise in October.
Yep, 100%. So, yeah, obviously a lot to discuss today. That's the AJ Preller extension. We'll talk to our guests about it as well. The moves, I think, are interesting. They're interesting in that there were 100% holes to fill, and you filled them for now. Now, again, I love competition. I think competition is ultimately a great thing. Iron sharpens iron, all that. That said, it would be pretty funny if they're like, JP Sears actually won the job out of spring training, and it's just
exactly what we thought we had a week ago.
It's just King, Pavetta, Musgrove, Vasquez, and JP Sears are the 5. But listen, you will need more than 5 starting pitchers throughout the course of a season, as we know. Minor league deals for Walker Buehler.
Yeah, if you went to bed early last night, you may not have even heard about that. But yeah, Walker Buehler coming to the San Diego Padres on a minor league deal.
This one didn't go over super well, at least in the very small Twitter world that I inhabit. This one was not met with, oh, yes, hell yeah. I mean, Padres fans don't like Walker Buehler. Walker Buehler has not been cool to Padres fans at all. He talked smack when I think Toddy won the Gold Glove. No, when Grisham won the Gold Glove over one of his cohorts. He was, talked a little trash on Twitter.
Is that over Bellinger?
Bellinger, maybe. Yeah, when Grisham won it over.
Trying to think of who
over Belly.
Who would have been snubbed?
So a lot of people don't like Walker Buehler. I never did either. How could you? So now you're being forced to go, do I have to swallow this one? Like, what do we say? They give you the soup. You got to eat the soup. This soup, though, Ben, has some things in it that I don't really like. That soup, that particular, like, mulligatawny that they put in front of me. I don't want it.
A couple of weird beans.
Some weird legumes in there that I don't want. I don't want it. So I don't know. But there's a couple of the other ones are pretty interesting, and we'll obviously talk about all
weird
those.
Water chestnut things that they put in like the Chinese soup
that
have
I hate water chestnuts.
That kind of crunchy, weird texture sort of thing. Yeah.
I do not like water chestnuts at all.
I'm not going to be mad about the Walker, but he may not even make the Padres team. And
it's just weird.
And AJ Preller, as he said, I think on Sunday, we can't run out of pitching depth. You have to have enough depth in your pitching that your season doesn't fall apart. He'll never forget 2021 and what happened.
Gazpacho,
he learned a lesson.
Gazpacho. Isn't that a cold soup?
Cold tomato soup.
Pass.
Yeah.
Pass. Cease the one says Buehler is a dog. He had 3 good starts last year. 3.
I guess I share some of your reservations, because what's the best case scenario? Walker Buehler dips himself in magic waters.
Yeah.
Has an unbelievable season, leads the Padres, to a World Series title, and then we've got a new Steve Garvey on our
fine. At this point,
I guess we'll take it, but it's okay.
Here's number 2.
Do we have to honor another guy who's going to forever be known really as a Dodger and not as a Padre? But
my boy Eric last night goes, man, he's getting crushed in his Dodger group chat right now. Max Muncy just sending him pictures of like UPS uniforms with, ha ha ha, good luck, and just getting crushed. Well, I mean, Curl says Walker Buehler's a great ad if he could sling the ball like he used to. Ken Griffey Jr. is a great ad if he could hit home runs like he used to. He can't. He doesn't. I'm not going to say the guy's washed. He's only 31 years old. But again, Walker, this is 10 years ago. I'm elated. We got Walker.
How about this?
Buehler.
I guess ask yourself this. If he had never pitched for the Dodgers at any point in his career, what would we be saying today?
I think I still wouldn't.
I think you'd be like, there's no such thing as a bad 1-year deal. There's really no such thing as a bad 1-year minor league deal.
Yeah, for sure.
So I think that's probably how I'm going to try to.
For sure.
I'll tell you what, 2 of the guys who gave the Padres the most problems in the NL West, Walker Buehler and German Marquez.
They're ours now.
Can't beat them.
Are not going to be giving the Padres any problems, at least pitching against them anymore.
Yeah, for sure. Sure.
You got some pitching depth. Of course, the big move, I think, and we talked about it last week, Nick Castellanos.
Yeah, big one.
And, we will continue to discuss that, but we actually are going to have our friend Jon Marks joining us here in our next segment. Covered Nick Castellanos closely in Philadelphia, saw the messy exit, what happened last summer in Miami that led to the blow up with Rob Thompson, the manager, and eventually to his release that opened the door for the Padres to sign Nick Castellanos. We're going to go through that. We talked about it last week. We didn't have any interest in trading for Nick Castellanos and his contract.
Correct.
We were a little more intrigued by, if they release him and you can get him for the minimum, what does that look like? Well, now it's a reality. What does that look like? We're going to talk about that coming up next. We got a busy show. We'll set the menu, and then we'll welcome Jon Marks, radio host at 97.5 The Fanatic in Philadelphia. Love John. Had such a good time with him when we went to Philly last summer, so we'll get the inside scoop.
Breaking news in the world of baseball. Wow. MLB PA chief Tony Clark resigns ahead of upcoming labor war.
Whoa.
That is a big, big story that has just dropped onto the timeline.
They are. We saw that story a few weeks ago that there was an investigation into some financial shenanigans in the union.
Unbelievable, man.
They're trying to clean house ahead of a big negotiation. But that's San Diego's Tony Clark, who's been in that job for quite some time. That's a lot of turmoil going into a big CBA. Well, obviously there'll be ramifications from that we'll be following throughout the year, but we'll focus on the San Diego Padres and what we've got coming up on the show today. Tier 1s, hope we didn't disappoint you. You waited all weekend for that. Our initial thoughts on all the moves the Padres made over the weekend, but we will talk to Jon Marks about Nick Castellanos coming up next with Bennett Woods on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. Before we get to Kelly's traffic, though, first, one of the hardest parts of retirement isn't saving, it's spending. After a lifetime of building wealth, many people worry every time they take money out. Am I doing this right? Is it going to last? That's why Trajan Wealth focuses on income planning. TRAJANwealth.com. Their fiduciary advisors help build strategies designed to support your lifestyle so you can enjoy retirement without constantly second-guessing yourself. Trajan Wealth works with people right here in San Diego with offices in Carlsbad, Del Mar, and San Diego proper. If you want confidence, not anxiety, it starts with a plan. Call 619-367-0207. That's 619-367-0207, or take some time to learn more at TRAJANwealth.com. I think I was putting my dad on Trajan Wealth as well. We were talking about it this weekend. He was interested. TRAJANwealth.com. Trajan Wealth, plan smarter, dream bigger. Advisory services through Trajan Wealth LLC, SEC registered investment advisor, client, paid advertisement, additional disclosures at TrajanWealth.com.
He just here. I'll show you a little. Just a little.
Please don't.
Just a little bit. What hurts on you?
Nothing at all.
A little bit.
Nothing. Now,
so let's say
whatever you're about to touch is the only thing.
Let's say
it's gonna hurt.
Right?
All right, yeah.
Okay.
Pretend your knee hurts.
Pretend your knee hurts.
It's going to in a second.
Right here.
Oh, that is not pleasant.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Since our next guest has a show of his own coming up at the top of the hour, let's get right to him on our David P. Shapiro fan hotline and go out to Philadelphia, where we were joined by our friend and radio host from 97.5, The Fanatic in Philly. Middays with Marks. Jon Marks, there he is, here on 97.3 The Fan.
Hello, hey,
John.
handsome. How are you, buddy?
What's going on? How are you? I was thinking about you over the weekend with Nick Castellanos signing.
I bet you were. We spent some time together back in July at the Phillies Padres games, and we talked a little bit about Nick Castellanos. We talked a little bit about Bryce Harper, the Phillies, and our team's trajectories. Like with a good core, you know, the core is getting a little bit older now. Neither team has won a World Series. You guys, of course, made one, Johnny. But what's the general sense now? Do you feel like? Man, I'm glad Casty is out of here, or I think we're going to miss Casty here in Philly?
I mean, I think everybody realized he was gone, and it's weird because everybody wanted him out of town, and then kind of the way the Phillies handled everything, fans got pissed. And I think it was less to do with Castellanos and more to do with kind of where the organization is right now, because Dave Dombrowski, their GM and their president, went into the offseason very like, oh, you know, we almost beat the Dodgers. Everything's great. And there was no urgency to improve the roster. And then they almost backdoored Bo Bichette. They almost somehow lucked out and got Bo Bichette, and he ended up going to the Mets. But that excited people because it's like, wow, maybe we will improve our roster. Because the reality is, since the Phillies beat the Padres, however many years ago that was, they've kind of went backwards each year, and running it back with more or less the same older core, like you mentioned, Woodsy. It's just like we kind of see the writing on the wall, which is you would need to have one of these special years where everything works out and they get hot at the right time. And they're a good team, but are they good enough to beat the Dodgers? A lot of Phillies fans don't think so.
John, here's what I want to know about Nick Castellanos. We saw the report. He acknowledged it. He blew up. It was inappropriate. He even says, I shouldn't have done that. I lost control of my emotions. So why wasn't it fixable? For a guy who's been kind of a cornerstone there that's making $20 million a year, what made it completely unfixable between him and Rob Thompson, or him and his teammates? Why couldn't they get past this?
So I think the Padres are getting something really good, which is Nick Castellanos not making a lot of money for 1 year. If the Phillies signed Castellanos 5 years, $100 million, if he would have been a free agent after the second year or the third year, it would have been great. But Nick's the kind of guy by year 4, people are like, all right, like he's a lot. Nick Castellanos is a lot. He really is. From his opening press conference as a Philly, he has edge, man. He has real edge, which I think can help a team. But he's got a screw loose too. So good luck if you guys interview him. Be careful because he'll try to make you look stupid if he doesn't like a question. But he's a lot, and I think after a while, you have family that come over and they're there for a couple days, and it's great. And then by day 4, you're ready for him to go home. We were ready for Nick Castellanos to go home after year 3, and he was back year 4, and he sure as hell wasn't coming back year 5.
It's such a great way to put it. I mean, family coming to visit. I love you guys so much. I'll drive you to the airport. Yeah, if you want to get on an earlier flight, it's great. It's great. Even a buddy comes to visit. You're like, hey man, we're not 20 anymore. I have a family. I can't be running around the gas lamp with you. Like,
but we're in the honeymoon phase now.
Yeah, we're in the honeymoon phase, certainly. I mean, and then you see the story come out over the weekend with Bryce Harper is just fascinating to me. And I understood what he said. If you missed it over the weekend, they asked him about the comments Dombrowski made that he didn't have an elite year. And I think in a vacuum, Bryce Harper would tell you, I didn't have an elite year. I need to be better. I guess he just didn't like that was aired publicly. And he goes, I don't use these kind of things for motivation. But the next day he had a T-shirt on and it was him hitting that said elite, not elite or whatever. Like, It's very dramatic there in Philly, John.
As always. Yeah, it was like if you go back and you listen to the comments from Dave Dombrowski, he says Bryce Harper's still an all-star level player. Last year, he didn't have the season he wanted to. Is he elite? Well, that's for Bryce Harper to know. I don't know. That's up to Bryce Harper. And everything that he said, it was like, yeah, he's not wrong. But when's the last time you heard a manager or a GM come out, especially with a guy like Bryce Harper, and question whether or not he can be elite? I just think it was Dave Dombrowski, who's very comfortable speaking. And he's been around the game for 30, 40 years. He's a Hall of Fame GM. I don't think he really meant anything by it, but man, it sounded really bad. And it would have pissed me off if I was Bryce Harper. It's just totally unnecessary. And I think his perspective is, I know I didn't have a good year. Nobody needs to tell me that I didn't have a good year, but you really need to come out and say it because now he's being asked about it in spring training. So,
yeah,
he said what he said. Bryce, hopefully we're moving on from it. But yeah, of course it's going to motivate him. Of course it's going to tick him off. It's just a very strange thing for Dave Dombrowski to say after you lose, after the season's over.
Talking to our friend Jon Marks from 97.5, The Fanatic in Philadelphia. And interesting topic came up earlier this month, and we're related to both the Phillies and the Padres. The question was, and I think it was brought up in The Athletic, is there a core that can be kept together too long? Okay, this has run its course and it's time to break it up. And it was really directed at the Phillies, but then we started talking about the Padres, with Manny and Xander and Tatis and Cronenworth and Musgrove and so many guys that have been together so long. Like, when is the expiration date on a core? And I imagine it's something you guys have been thinking about there as well.
Yeah, I think we're getting there. I think because of where they are as a team, they painted themselves into a corner where you weren't going to let Schwarber leave. He had 56 home runs last year, so you weren't going to let Schwarber leave. But you have these players on long-term contracts: Bryce Harper, Trey Turner, Kyle Schwarber now, who signed another contract. like they're here. So when it doesn't work anymore, it'll be over. And Dombrowski will probably be gone before that. But when they're not making the playoffs or where it's like it's over, it's really going to be over. I think the bigger issue with the Phillies is, well, that their veterans haven't hit the last few seasons. The big three haven't hit the last few seasons in the playoffs, but also their younger players never developed. So Alec Bohm was a top 5 pick. He's a good player. He's not a great player. He's not a power hitter. Bryson Stott's been good, not great. Right? Like they failed to develop an outfielder. So really the guys around them haven't helped. But when Trey Turner and Bryce Harper and JT Realmuto and Kyle Schwarber don't hit in the playoffs, you can't rely on your secondary players to carry you. And at some point, it's going to be over. We watched the Phillies when they won the World Series and they brought all the guys back. They brought Jimmy Rollins and Chase Utley and Ryan Howard, and they had all the guys. And then when they hit that age where they just weren't productive, it was over. And that's when you saw the guys starting getting traded. So that'll happen at some point. It depends on how much longer they can win. They're still a good team. They still have a really good rotation. But this year I would expect playoffs, and next year I'd expect playoffs. But after that, you could have a new manager, you could have a new GM, and it's stale right now, guys. We talked about this when you were in Philly about kind of like the dynamic in the clubhouse, in the locker room. When that gets stale, that's when you have a problem. And I'm starting to feel like that's getting stale with the Phillies.
I saw a Philly fan tweet. It was a picture of Brandon Marsh, and it said, "I'm so tired of looking at this guy's effing face."
That's another one. Like, he didn't develop into an everyday outfielder. He's the platoon. He's a good player. He's a platoon. So if you look at the outfield right now, the outfield's not great. They have Adolis Garcia, who his on-base percentage was 283 last year, right? He might have power, and he's all jacked up. So, I mean, honestly, the Philly fans coming in the spring training kind of like on the team because they're running it back, and running it back hasn't been good in previous years. So why should it be good this year?
Do you think Casti makes the whole season here? I know he's going to make the opening day roster. Hell, he's probably going to be in the first 2 games against Skubal and Framber Valdez as the designated hitter, would be my guess. Does he make it the season? Does he bounce back?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, he wasn't, I don't think at the plate he was bad last year. He's going to drive you nuts because he'll go through periods where you could roll a bowling ball up to the plate.
Sure.
And he's going to swing at it. And then he goes through periods where he's seeing the ball well. Yeah, baseball's a mental game. You guys know this. The problem with Castellanos is the Phillies have a full-time DH in Kyle Schwarber.
Yep.
Castellanos should not be playing right field other than in a pinch every once in a while. And then you got to take him out for defensive purposes, which he's shown he isn't necessarily happy about when he has to lead the game defensively. Maybe he can play first base. I know he's pitching himself as a first baseman. So really, he's a platoon player. And I think he's going to be really good. I do. Castellanos is not a bad teammate. He's not a bad guy. His relationship with his son, Liam, is really, really special. I think you guys are going to get a real kick out of that. Overall, I like Nick Castellanos in Philly. It was just time for him to go, and you're getting him for the rest of this year. I think he's going to be really good for the Padres.
We learned Liam's favorite city is San Diego,
Indeed.
and his favorite player is Fernando Tatis Jr. already.
He's going to love it.
It's a good first step. Johnny, I know you got a show. Before you go, we're heading out to spring training next week. We will probably be sitting down with Nick Castellanos at some point. Saw yesterday, a lot of one-word answers if you didn't like the question. Any tips on our first conversation with Nick Castellanos if it happens next week?
So when he got signed, I was going down spring training that next week, and we booked him. It's like, all right, you get Castellanos. Like, awesome. And then he had his introductory press conference, and the Phillies, I remember John Brazier called me of the Phillies, and he's like, hey, we're a little bit worried about him doing an interview with you. And I'm like, yeah, I totally understand. We won't do it. I would early on make him feel comfortable to where you guys don't sound like jabronis, and you start don't ask him about Rob Thompson and that stuff. Honestly, I wouldn't ask him at all, maybe till the end if he felt comfortable. But ask about Liam, get him comfortable with that. And after that, he'll open up. He had the whole thing with Scooby-Doo. If one of you guys
saw that.
I agree. Scooby-Doo's a superhero. I think that he has a guard that's up, and I think he'll let his guard down, and he'll embrace you guys.
Johnny, really appreciate it. Thank you for your time. Have a good show today, and hopefully we get to see you again soon, man.
Love you guys.
Thanks, brother. Love you too, man.
So Johnny.
There is Jon Marks from the Fanatic
best
in Philly on our David P. Shapiro fan hotline. David P. Shapiro, criminal defense attorneys helping good people regain control of their future when charged with a crime since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com.
Credit to our pal Clark Farrenholt yesterday, who tweeted this out. Nick Castellanos' career numbers in high leverage at bats against left-handed pitching. So high leverage against left-handers, 128 plate appearances. a WRC plus of 156, a WOBA, weighted on base average of 401, and an OPS of 965. High leverage against the lefty. Nick Castellanos is a guy you want up at the plate. And that, to me, I go, all right, I can handle swinging at some bowling balls here and there. You know, our stars haven't hit in the postseason either. You know, and to have a guy that has done it in some high leverage like that, those are really, really excellent numbers.
And if he embraces being a designated hitter,
yeah,
you know, a somewhat platoon player, he's not playing the outfield with the San Diego Padres.
I don't think he's playing first, to be honest.
Other than emergencies or injuries, you can put him out there, but there's no reason to ever put him in the outfield. If he understands that and embraces the role of being a really good hitter against lefties, and when he's hot, you know, probably a guy who gets some at-bats during the week against righties as a DH, gets 400 at-bats and can hit you, you know, 18 to 20 home runs with a 270 average doing that.
Yeah, man.
That's a huge, huge bonus for the San Diego Padres this year.
I got sucked in on Friday. It was me, David J., and John Conniff of Mad Friars, and we are texting back and forth. And I go, guys, at the end of the day, you're talking about a league minimum designated hitter. That, by the way, if he's not good and it's not a fit, cost you nothing. I mean, it's a total flyer, Get some ABs against lefties. It sounds like he and Craig Stammen have already had a conversation. He said all of the right things in his very first press conference. We'll have some audio of that today. We've got 3 more hours to talk about all of this stuff. But he said, whatever I need to do to help the team win. I told you, it jumped off the paper at me when he wrote his handwritten apology, when he said, I will learn from this. That's all I can ask of of guys that I root for, my children, my wife, whatever it is, myself. I screwed up. I will learn from it. Will you? Will you learn from it? If you do learn from it, you are worth a $780,000 flyer, in my opinion. Just like Luis Camposano, for me, is worth $1 million flyer. It's not costing this team multiple years. You're not backed into a corner with these guys. If it doesn't work, you cut bait and you move on. You know, think about the guys that got tons of opportunities here last year. Ask yourself this question: Yuli Gurriel or Nick Castellanos? It's Castellanos.
I was just going to say, a year ago,
Trenton Brooks or Nick Castellanos? It's Castellanos. It sucks. Those are our only options, but that's what we have.
Like a year ago, he's our starting left fielder.
Yes, a year ago, he's our starting left fielder.
And we're probably okay with that, actually, because
we're thrilled by that last year. Yeah.
Like, now you have Laureano, Tatis, and Merrill. You don't need him. You know, plus you got your depth guys. Like, you do not need him in the outfield.
All right, I want to take what you just said and tie it back into the AJ Preller contract extension, because I think there's a point that a lot of us kind of miss here. We'll do that. Got to check traffic quickly, check those wet roadways with Kelly Danick, and then more Ben and Woods on the other side here on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center. Injured? Demand justice. Demand Jurowitz. 855GetRoss.com. Here's Kelly Danick.
Traffic is brought to you by Rivermark Medical. Plenty of spin-outs on our very wet roadways this morning, guys. You definitely want to leave a little extra time for travel. Crash near the border southbound 805 before San Isidro Boulevard. Vehicle in the center divide. Now, northbound side of the 805, clear that jackknife big rig near the 5 merge, so there's some good news. Further north on the 5 before Harbor Drive, accident blocking the right lanes. Also, Vista Way on-ramp to southbound 5 got a collision. Further south on the 5, just past the racetrack, 2 right lanes flooded. In fact, looks like there is crash blocking that slow lane. Tow truck on scene helping out with that. Also some flooding in the 2 right lanes on South 5 before Garnett. More flooding on the Mira Mesa Boulevard off-ramp, southbound 15, and an accident being cleared from lanes on southbound 67 near Winter Gardens. Rivermark Medical is conducting a rapid 3 study for Floss Stent, a minimally invasive device designed to relieve symptoms from BPH. Men 45 or older suffering from frequent, painful, or difficulty urinating may qualify. Learn more at rivermarkmedical.com. That's rivermarkmedical.com. And Kelly Danick with Ben and Woods, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
So I've seen some takes that don't want to give AJ Preller much credit for signing a league minimum contract. Like, oh, great. League minimum guy, you know, scraping the bottom of the barrel to try to fill out your roster.
Just got dumped by his other team.
But when it comes to Nick Castellanos, I promise you, he had a lot of options, teams that would be interested in adding him on a minimum contract. And he chose the San Diego Padres. And he chose AJ Preller. Yeah, AJ Preller got on a Zoom, talked about it on Sunday with Castellanos and his agent, went over everything and convinced him to sign with the San Diego Padres because AJ has a very good reputation around baseball in terms of taking care of his players, having their backs, believing in them, and, fostering a team and a clubhouse that players want to be part of now. And that is almost as important of being a general manager, a part of the job, as being able to go out and sign, an elite guy to a free agent or pulling off a trade deadline deal with another GM. You're trying to create that atmosphere where players want to be a part of it. Padres didn't used to be a team that players wanted to be a part of, but now they do. The fans get a lot of credit for that as well. Castellanos talked about loving playing at Petco Park and being and seeing that atmosphere and wanting to be a part of it. You Padres fans are making a difference in making players actually, when they have choices, and it's not about money, because it wasn't about money for Nick Castellanos.
No.
He was going to make $20 million this year regardless. So he was choosing between teams he wanted to go to. The fact that the Padres are a competitive team playing in a ballpark he liked in front of fans that he was impressed by, with a general manager that people respect around baseball, made a difference for him.
Sure.
That's a good thing to have in a GM.
I like the idea of a chip on. I like Chippy. I like attitude. This team's severely lacked that in the last few years, in my opinion. Profar had it when he was here. I need it. I think good teams need it. I think you have to have a little bit of FU, a little bit of the ass, as they call it, the red ass. You got to have it. Now, you also got to perform. That's what it ultimately comes down to. And had Nick Castellanos performed and hit, 303 with 36 home runs and 99 RBI, yeah, dude, he's back there, beer in the dugout notwithstanding. He's back there. He's in Philly this year, period. Even with the re-signing of Kyle Schwarber, he's back. He's their starting right fielder. Adolis Garcia is not, had he performed. So let's not get it twisted on what it's really about. And that's not going to change here. He still has to produce here.
What else did we get yesterday? A rare John Seidler appearance with an update on the progress of the Padres sale and a couple of other interesting details from the chairman of the team at spring training. We'll get into that and more. Hour number 2, broadcasting live from the Bill House Studios. We know how. Ben Woods on 97.3 The Fan. That was a whirlwind first hour.
It was.
Kind of as expected, following the weekend that was at Padres spring training in Peoria. Don't forget, we were going to be heading out there Sunday and then broadcasting live from the Peoria Sports Complex Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday next week. We are very excited about that. And we're excited about what we've got coming up the rest of the program today. Never really set the menu for you. We got right into that Jon Marks conversation.
But quickly, Ben.
Yeah.
Back to Castellanos real quick.
Yeah.
The furor and the hubbub nationally was insane, was it not? That you saw, I saw national stories about it. How is he going to fit in that clubhouse?
Good luck, Padres.
Good luck, Padres. Oh, my God. Like national furor about it, which is crazy to me. Again, it's a league minimum ad to get some at-bats against left-handers. But because the personality, I guess, is so big, coming from Philly to San Diego, it was pretty crazy because, look, as I tweeted this weekend, there's a domestic abuser that was signed by the Pirates. You haven't heard a word about it. Like, how does that guy fit in the clubhouse? There's a guy that, did what he did in a parking lot of a store. I'd rather have Nick Castellanos in my club.
Jerk.
Yeah, I'd rather have Nick Castellanos in my clubhouse for bringing a beer into the dugout than a guy that was like, you know what? Why not here? Here outside the Hobby Lobby. Why not? The mood struck me. And I don't want that dude anywhere near my clubhouse or my organization. Sorry. Am I insane for that take? I didn't think it was, but the national furor was just insane. It was insane.
I don't think that Nick Castellanos is coming in with a grenade to the Padres clubhouse.
I don't either.
And going boom.
It's like Elisa says, it's crazy how domestic violence doesn't even move the needle. Doesn't even move the needle.
There's already a funny misconception that the Padres clubhouse is some dysfunctional,
just lunatic,
disorganized mess when nothing could be further from the truth. I would probably rate it as probably one of the better clubhouses in baseball. And I would think Nick Castellanos will add to that rather than subtract from it. But national media is going to have their national media takes, and we can just ignore them.
Castellanos is not the younger perennial superstar anymore, hoping to get a big contract in a year or two, and he's just stopping by San Diego. We've seen that before. This isn't it. This is more like, to reference Moneyball like we always do on the show. This is a little more like David Justice than, say, a Juan Soto or something like that. I want to
squeeze the last amount of baseball.
You want to stay on the show, right?
Yep.
Like, we want to squeeze the last bit of talent that you have, and you want to stay on the show for another year.
And if he comes in and he can't hit and people don't like his attitude in the clubhouse, then he's gone. You signed him to the minimum. There's no risk
crazy,
there.
Man. Look,
you just say thanks, it didn't work out, and you say goodbye.
If AJ had been like, all right, I'm going to trade Cruz, Schoolcraft, we're going to eat half of the money, I would have lost my mind. My mind.
And then Ty France gets to come up and get more at bats, and Miguel Andujar gets more at bats. Yep. You have a little depth there, and you have some options. So, the entire season's not riding on Nick Castellanos having a bounce back all-star campaign.
No, it'd be nice, but
he's another option that can potentially provide you a little pop. The thing that you were missing the most last year, you've added a few guys who can swing the bat, and hopefully one or two of them do have decent seasons. And if they don't, and as David J in our chat says, if he doesn't find that bat speed and the experiment is short, so be it. Don't become married.
Next one.
Please don't become married to a 210 hitting Nick Castellanos with 4 home runs in July.
Right.
That would be my worry. And maybe they stuck with Nelson Cruz too long. They stuck with Yuli Gurriel too long, but they got rid of those guys. But before the middle of the season, it wasn't working out, you got to give everyone at least a fair shake a bit. But, and I imagine Nick Castellanos is going to get his fair shake. And we'll see what he's got left in the tank.
Yeah, Carpenter was probably the one that was here too long.
But he was given too much money to just go.
He was given like
13 mil for 2 years. Right?
That's the one where you're like,
just get rid of him.
Strangle you. What were you thinking?
Can for a guy who's making the minimum. It's a totally different situation.
Yeah. It was a 2-year deal, Paulie, and we made it to like August, I think, of year one.
Paulie,
we're like, I gotta go.
I had blocked it from my mind completely. Him taking that giant Union Tribune, dipping it in water, and then going up to the plate to swing.
That's the one that hurts.
That's the one that hurt
for me. Like
so
watching
bad.
over the last 5 years. We reference Hayward and Gurriel and guys like because it was last year. But just go back one more year. The Matt Carpenter experience, that was really painful.
That was tough. And I really liked that.
And he got a lot of opportunity.
A lot of opportunity, a lot of money. A lot of money. Way too much money than he needed. So thank you. I had blocked that.
You're welcome.
Like many things from my childhood, I blocked out, Paulie. I had blocked that out entirely until you just brought it up. And now I'm completely triggered again. I need to go for a walk around the building at our next break.
Sorry about that.
All right, here's what we've got coming up. Don't do this in just a few minutes, about 15 minutes, and then we'll lead right into Craig Elsten, host of the Padres Hot Tub Podcast. Will join us with his thoughts on what went down over the weekend in Peoria. Second half of the program, obviously lots more Padres talk, maybe a little bit into the Aztecs, who got a win over the weekend and play again tonight against Grand Canyon. Revenge game against the Lopes at Viejas Arena.
How about your boy here texting you guys with 1 minute left in the game? Like, hey, what channel is it on?
Oh, yeah, we had sent a couple of texts.
I missed it.
Then like 45 minutes later, you jumped in. You're like, what channel? I'm like, there's 45 seconds
45 seconds left. I'm like,
they're going to win.
I'm still going to watch. I tuned in. I go, all right, looking good, guys. Didn't need me tonight.
They did get a good performance from Magoon Guath in his return from injury. We can talk a little bit about San Diego State. And then in our 9 o'clock hour, we've got our biggest fan contest. We've got a Reindl Report, and Spring Training Sammy will join us as he does every single day, courtesy of David P. Shapiro and the David P. Shapiro Criminal Defense Attorney Team, helping good people regain control of their future when charged with a crime since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com. But let's get into a little bit of what Jon Seidler had to say yesterday. He didn't do this last year, right?
No, not that I remember.
He was, the transition was happening and all the controversy over control of the team. He didn't stand in front of the media the way he did yesterday alongside CEO Eric Grupner and answered some limited questions about the sale of the team and how it's going. And sounds like it's moving along. I thought the most interesting comment was the acknowledgement of the reported buyers, the ones that were reported in the media. He said, yeah, we've got those, plus others that you haven't heard about. Again, the ones we have heard of: Joe Lacob, owner of the Golden State Warriors, Dan Friedkin, owner of the Everton soccer team, and like $9 billion in personal wealth, and then Jose Feliciano, owner of the Chelsea team and, asset management group that runs that team. But he said, and more. It sounded like a few more than just the ones that we have heard of. So, yeah, let's here's what Jon Seidler had to say yesterday on the back patio.
BDT and MSD partners are the club's advisors in the sale process. They're conducting a robust process. We've had tremendous interest. There has been interest. Some parties have been reported in the press, others have not. There are more parties interested than has been reported. Process like this, AJ likes to say, every offseason is different and plays out in its own timing. Sales process also plays out in its own timing. And over the next few months, the process will come to a logical conclusion.
All right. Over the next few months, what does that mean? 3 to 4 months?
90 days.
But perhaps before the season,
90 days.
Early in the season, the process will come to its conclusion. That, to me, indicated the team will be sold and there will be a new owner at some point later this year.
Okay.
For the San Diego Padres.
All right, how about this? We are 2 months away from the Padres heading down to Mexico City.
Yep.
New owner before then?
No, not approved.
Not approved.
Maybe announced, but not approved. Probably by the All-Star break, maybe approved.
Yep.
And the transition starting. That's what I got from that yesterday. He got a few more questions. Got the, are they going to move? He was unequivocal. No, they're not going to move. Of course they're not going to move. That would be
Can we all just
stupid.
band together and just stop even giving that oxygen?
I mean,
I hate it.
You could buy a $20 million oceanfront house in La Jolla and move it brick by brick to Gila Bend. But why would you?
Right, why would
That
you?
would be really, really, really insanely stupid. Same thing with the San Diego Padres. You're buying a beautiful asset at a beautiful ballpark with a huge fan base. Yeah, if you want to move it, to Omaha, Nebraska, I guess technically any owner could. But as Kevin Acey pointed out, and I hadn't even thought of this.
And they moved the Sonics to Oklahoma City, for the love of God.
Expect $1 billion relocation fee And in the current climate, probably having to pay every dollar of a new $3 billion stadium, in addition to whatever you're paying premium to buy the team, another $3 billion. So what, $7 billion in investment to move it to a team that would then have no fan base at all where you're going? 0 cents. It makes 0 cents.
Yeah, it's kind of not worth entertaining at this point.
That's what I'm saying.
You know, like at this point, it's kind of not worth entertaining. I know, you know, the Barry Bloom article came out a few weeks ago. He actually went yesterday and responded.
He's not going to let it go.
He's not going to let it go. But he also said, well, they didn't speak to me, so I ran with it, which is wild. But, you know, yeah, it's speculation, and I think it's unwarranted speculation. And I don't think, I don't think a lot of oxygen should be wasted worrying about the Padres relocating. I'm worried about who's their fifth starter. I'm worried about who's going to play first base, you know, things like that. That's what is on my plate of concerns for 2026. Will the pitching hold up? You know, them moving, if it happens, is a decade down the road, I would guess. But I don't even think, why would you? You know, you keep putting a winning product on the field. This fan base has shown they will support. They will support. It's very simple. It's very simple. You put the winning product on the field, you feel like your team has a chance, they'll be there at Petco Park. There's nowhere better. There's nowhere better. Nowhere else I'd rather be, you know, than going to watch a game at Petco Park.
He was asked, you know, what kind of owner do you want? I think, you know, kind of the platitude, you know, an owner that cares about San Diego, wants to keep that, you know, great connection with the community.
He wants the most money.
Don't confuse anything he says with what he wants.
That is ultimately going to be the deciding factor. They're not going to, well, this guy's offering $300 million less, but boy, he seems like a good community guy. San Diego, it's not going to be the biggest factor. It's going to be the sale price.
As Pat Don says in the chat, Ben, don't underestimate Gila Bend and its spaceship restaurant. You want to talk about a tourist attraction?
Please don't tell me we have to stop there also on the way over.
Thank you for that idea. I've always wanted to do it. I've never done it.
Every time we drive through there, I see on the left
Space
side
Age Motel,
Space Age Motel,
right across from the Space Motel is Little Italy. I was like, hey, do you want to stop off for some pizza, maybe some pasta,
some the freshest lasagna you'll ever find in Gila Bend. Yeah, the spaceship.
I'm dreading this drive on Sunday more and more every single day.
We're going to take a 6-hour drive. We're going to turn it into about 9, just so you know. Yeah. It's going to be about 9 hours. We're going to have a friggin' blast, though.
The one question he didn't answer was, why are you selling the team? Said not going to answer that question at this time.
Okay.
Which, I mean, what are the real answers? You know, family drama.
Sure.
Not interested in owning a baseball team.
Yeah, this wasn't my idea.
None of them
want
sound,
this.
Hey, if
the real reasons probably don't sound that great, so no comment is probably a better answer than the actual truth of whatever is going on.
If my dad, Gary Woods, opened a hardware store back in 1979, passed away and left it to me, do you know what I would do? I would sell it because I can't run a hardware store. Okay? I can't. My dad on his deathbed, please keep this hardware store in the family. Yeah, I will. Totally.
Yeah, sure.
I love you. It's not even about the money. I can't do this, man. So yeah, better to sell it than not want to do it. Better to sell it to somebody that actually wants this as a part of their legacy. Fine.
But he did all right, you know, standing in front of everybody.
100%.
But he took the blame on why AJ's deal took so long. He said, I'm an old-fashioned guy. I believe in face-to-face negotiations. And with AJ's travel schedule and my travel schedule, I saw him 4 times in the last 6 months.
Right.
So it took a while to actually get a new contract agreed to, and that's on me. And AJ said, that was kind of on me too. And that's what we've been saying all along. And they finally got together long enough to get a deal done.
It was a nice little bow, you know, on top of the gift. You know, it's done. You don't have to worry about it. Again, it's just something, again, you can move off your plate as a fan. You don't have to worry about the relocation. You don't have to worry about the lame duck president of baseball ops, any of that. So
it sure felt, honestly, like kind of predictable, though, at the same time.
Sure.
Like if you just kind of read between some of the tea leaves, like he said on Thursday, probably going to be done here in the next few days.
Yeah.
Was that going to be Saturday, Sunday,
or
Monday?
About
we didn't know.
We talked about it last Friday morning. We said he basically said it's going to be done on Monday.
I got to remember that not everybody gets media times for the Peoria Sports Complex. It's not super public information. But what I sent you guys on Sunday night, as soon as it was announced that John Seidler and Eric Grupner had a press conference. I go, I'll guarantee you he has a contract extension tomorrow.
As much as you want to give Manny Machado credit for holding management to the fire.
Watch the video again. Manny's smiling.
Manny already knew the contract was done. Gets a little extra juice out of it. He's smart.
And he's been spicy at spring training this year, man.
I mean, with the Tony Clark news this morning, stepping down, and obviously Manny's strong comments, in favor of the Dodgers spending. Bryce Harper had similar comments, which are not in and of itself news. Every single player in baseball is happy with how the Dodgers spent.
1,000%.
They'd be even happier if every team spent like the Dodgers. Of course they would.
Of course.
Think about your own industry and whatever. Wouldn't you love it if every employer in your industry spent massive amounts of money on their employees? Of course you would.
I would.
You're not going to get any player to criticize what the Dodgers are doing.
Yeah.
It's just never going to happen. So, Manny was candid as he usually is. He did it in a spicy way that drew some headlines, but what he said was actually incredibly predictable.
Yeah.
And especially in a CBA year, you're not going to hear any other message from players other than a bravo Dodgers.
Keep it up, guys.
Keep it up.
Keep it up.
We love what you're doing. You're great for the sport of baseball. And
and wouldn't every one of us in your respective job fields, don't you want the same?
As long as I'm getting mine, yeah.
I'll respectfully disagree with Manny when he says, and every other team can do that. I don't think every other team can spend $500 million on their payroll.
Yeah. They can
there
spend
would be
more.
a number of teams that would go bankrupt within a year or two.
Yeah, there's a lot of
teams. If they tried to spend like the Dodgers. Now, I'm not shilling for the owners. I'm just telling you, they don't have the revenues that would even come close to covering what the Dodgers payroll.
It's inauthentic to say every team can spend like the Dodgers. It's true to say every team can spend more.
Correct. I agree with that, Paulie.
Yeah,
yes.
no doubt.
And maybe that's what he meant. I don't know.
But they can't all spend like the Dodgers. I promise you, they cannot. Which is a problem.
And Manny
I think,
knows
for
that.
fans
Bryce
in
Harper
Major
knows
League
that.
Baseball. Yes, they do. All right, let's get to Don't Do This coming up next. Did you guys see this Kansas State basketball story over the weekend? The coach that went on a rant against his own team and then got fired for cause.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that was a spicy one from this weekend. We can bring that up and more coming up next after a check of traffic with Kelly Danick. Bennett Woods continuing on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open. Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Craig Elsten talking Padres baseball coming up in the bottom half of the hour. First, though, don't do this. Brought to you by Dixie Line Lumber and Home Centers, helping San Diego homeowners and contractors fix it, build it, and
enjoy it.
Enjoy it. All right, I will start with the rant by a college basketball coach that cost him his job over the weekend.
I just heard a snippet of that, and I'm blown away.
This is from Kansas State, where their coach, Jerome Tang, was pretty upset after last Wednesday night's home loss, 91-62 to Cincinnati. His team got absolutely blown off. They've been terrible this year. They're 1-10 in the Big 12. They're having a really bad season. And the frustration boiled over for Coach Tang in this post-game rant.
It was embarrassing. These dudes do not deserve to wear this uniform. There will be very few of them in it next year. I'm embarrassed for the university. I'm embarrassed for our fans. These dudes got to have they got some pride, man. They got some pride. It means something to wear a K-State uniform. It means something to put on this purple, man. Everything this university is about and all that it's been about, why I love this place, man. Like they don't love this place, so they don't deserve to be here.
Woo. So if the story ended there, it's pretty spicy.
Okay.
But Kansas State followed up by firing Jerome Tang.
Wow.
And not only firing him for cause. So they're not going to pay out the rest of his $19 million on his contract based on, quote, language in the contract that references any activity that brings, quote, public disrepute, embarrassment, or ridicule to Kansas State. They said his words were embarrassing to the university, and because of that, they think that they don't have to pay him. Now, firing
basically
him,
just threatened like 12 scholarships.
Team's terrible, and I certainly understand them needing to move on for a new basketball coach, but can you fire him for cause? For ranting against his team, trying to uphold the standards of what he thinks should be higher at his university.
No, I mean, and again, he didn't. It wasn't personal in a sense, like that Mike Johnson is a fat slob who doesn't belong. It sounded to me like a pissed off coach. He's just a pissed off coach. Now, again, it could be one of those situations where they go, well, they're terrible anyway. We wanted this guy gone. Now we have our in. He just gave us our in.
Well, they could have fired him any time.
But then they would have to pay him out.
I still think they do. Tang, of course, has hired a lawyer, released a statement
You think he'll get his? I think he will. I think he'll get his money.
One. Yeah, I'm deeply disappointed with the university's decision. Strongly disagree with the characterization of my termination. I have always acted with integrity and faithfully fulfilled my responsibilities as head coach. Yeah, he may not have done a great job coaching them, but don't know that. I mean, your team got embarrassed
just fire
on
him
their
for
own
cause
floor.
Based on the record?
You can fire him for. It's not for cause. You can fire him for underperformance, but you still have to pay out.
You got to pay him out.
Pay him out his contract.
Firing somebody for cause means you don't have to
usually
pay him.
It's because they committed a crime or some sort of indiscretion.
Wiener picture or something. Yeah.
But, this is just, poor performance is a whole different story. Wildcats did play better in their next game. They took all the names off the back of the jerseys, played against number 3 Houston, only lost by 14 on the road. So
okay.
An improvement, but
only
not
lost
a good
by
season.
14.
Yeah, I'm gonna drop.
Not a good season.
That's fine. Nothing good ever happens after midnight. I know it well. Rarely had anything good happen to me after midnight. Anything that ever happened to me bad was after midnight. Same for Cleveland Browns safety Ronnie Hickman. He was jumped at a Manhattan hotel by 4 guys on Monday morning. He was hospitalized, but he only suffered minor injuries. 4:30 a.m. At the 60 Less at the Lower East Side. He was approached by a group of men who then realized, oh, you play in the NFL. So they jumped him. Like they wanted to take down, like, oh, let's beat the crap out of an NFL player. Gives us a little cred.
Get our street cred.
Yep. So there was a brawl in the hotel lobby. They took off, and he had to go to the hospital. He's treated for minor injuries, now resting at home with his family. But, yeah, man, 4:30 a.m., that is going to be I'm not saying you're asking for trouble. You don't deserve to be jumped at 4:30, but if you're up safely tucked into your hotel bed at midnight, Benny, I don't know that this happens.
Fair enough. All right, finally, a little do this.
DD mega do-do.
You know me. Pretty solid PGA Tour fan. Have not really paid attention to Live. I think they're in their 4th season now. I've probably watched 10 minutes total. But when a story is a good story, I have to acknowledge it. And what Anthony Kim did over the weekend at Live Golf Adelaide is incredibly remarkable. I don't know if anyone remembers the story of Anthony Kim coming up as a young 20-something. A lot of people were saying this could be the next Tiger Woods in golf.
Wow.
And early in his career, got a couple of big wins, started to generate some attention. Then he got hurt, back injury, was out of the game for a while. Collected on insurance, that he had taken out on himself, not being able to play. But with all that money and no time on his hands, he fell into depression, drug and alcohol addiction, and things got really bad. A lot of people around the world of golf thought Anthony Kim was going to meet a tragic end. But after 12 years of not playing golf at all, he decided to get his life together, got married, started a family, started playing golf again, got an opportunity on Live, didn't do well, lost his tour card, fought his way back, qualified for Live this season, and this weekend went into the final round behind both Jon Rahm and Bryson DeChambeau, but shot a 63 in the final round to win his first tournament in more than a dozen years. And while it's still on Live, he beat some good players to make it happen, and it truly is one of the terrific comeback stories you're going to see in sports. And for him, I hope it holds. Maybe he'll even get a chance to play in some majors coming up here in his 40s, now that, he's getting his life together and getting some world rankings points now on Live. But it was a pretty incredible story from the world of golf over the weekend.
Beautiful.
And that is Don't and Do This for a Tuesday.
That was Don't Do This with Ben and Woods on 97.3 The Fan.
Colin Morikawa winning at Pebble Beach in the PGA Tour this weekend as well. All right, when we come back, Craig Elsten, our friend from the Padres Hot Tub Podcast, the San Diego Sockers they just keep getting hurt. They had another guy carried off in a wheelchair over the weekend. Just terrible stories from his team. But we'll talk Padres with Craig coming up next here with Ben and Woods on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. GEGE 0000466. For a full list of games and rules, play at 7 Mile Casino. Visit 7milecasino.com.
New week, new opportunity. Head down to 7 Mile Casino, the best card room you're going to find in all of San Diego. And it's so easy to get to. We're getting ready for our drive out to Arizona for spring training. And you hit one casino that's it's at like 40, 45 minutes out. You hit another one that's like an hour and 30 minutes out. I like to call it 70 Mile Casino. And I just wonder, why would anyone go play cards at one of those places when you can go to 7 Mile Casino right down the freeway in Chula Vista?
Yeah, if you're looking for some high-limit action, they can take care of you there. They got California-style blackjack. They got Texas Hold'em, Pai Gow Poker, and Baccarat as well. But it's the food, it's the dealers, it's everybody there. It's friendly, it's bright, it's airy. They got a great view of the bay as well. Great place to go. Just grab lunch, man. Play a few hands and split. You don't have to spend all day there because you didn't invest much of your time getting there. 7 minutes from downtown.
But you could spend all day.
You could.
You could literally 24/7. You could spend 24 hours at 7 Mile Casino. Not recommending it, but I'm saying it's possible. You can even eat there because they got the 24/7 players menu. That's incredible. Check it out today. Check it out this week. Check it out. It's 7 Mile Casino, just 7 minutes from downtown.
He just here. I'll show you a little. Just a little.
Please don't.
Just a little bit. What hurts on you?
Nothing at all.
A little bit.
Not that now.
So let's say
whatever you're about to touch is the only thing.
Let's say
it's gonna hurt.
Right?
All right, yeah.
Okay.
Pretend your knee hurts.
Pretend your knee.
It's going to in a second.
Right here.
Oh, that is not pleasant.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Hope everyone is staying safe out on the roads. Looks like the sun coming out in San Diego. Enjoy it for a few hours at least before apparently the rain is coming back.
Apparently, it was pretty nasty overnight. Both my kids woke up in tears. I slept through the whole
lightning,
thing.
thunder.
I slept through all of it.
I missed all of that.
I did wake up to a drip in my fireplace. I just heard bloop, bloop.
Well, I mean, there's supposed to be a hole there.
But that's what woke me up, not the insane lightning or the boop. Can you do that?
I can sometimes.
Some people are good at it, though.
Oh, I got it.
That was good.
Ooh, that was really good.
Do it again.
I got it.
You had it one time.
Stage fright.
So that's what woke me up. That sound woke me up instead of the like hail. There it is. So
there
good.
we go. Only took me 10 tries.
All of the hail that was coming down. I slept through all of that. It makes no sense.
I think I see Craig Elsten in our YouTube stream on deck just shaking his head. What are these guys talking about? Let's check traffic, and then we'll come back and talk with our Padres Hot Tub host about all the moves over the weekend next year on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center. Injured? Demand justice. Demand Jurowitz. 855GetRoss.com. Here's Kelly Danick.
Traffic is brought to you by San Diego Law Firm, fighting for your sexual harassment rights at SDLF.com. Still seeing some scattered showers around the county. A lot of that rain has moved on, but don't worry, it will be back. We've got this traffic alert on the coastline, northbound 5. Accident involving a big rig just before Harbor Drive. Got that left lane blocked. Oops. And looks like in the backup of that, there is an accident right before the 78. That's over to the right shoulder. Going to find on westbound 8 near Taylor Street, a collision involving a couple vehicles. It's been moved over to the right shoulder, and collision on northbound 5 before 6th Avenue. This one appears to be blocking one of the right lanes. It starts small. The comments, the texts, the pressure at work when it crosses the line. You need a personal advocate. San Diego Law Firm will help you fight against sexual harassment. Contact them at SDLF.com. That's SDLF.com. And Kelly Danick with Ben and Wood, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
And we got Craig Elsten joining us right now on our David P. Shapiro fan hotline. I must say, I read the Soccer's recaps emails. It's like the grapes of wrath. It's just like a different tragedy every single game. Craig, what's going on with that team?
Every game, man. I am telling you, the league allowed an AI company to build out their schedule for free this year in some promotional deal, and it just has put the Sockers through the ringer, the absolute ringer. But this was the most dramatic weekend of the year. They played Kansas City, trailed 5-2 in the third quarter with their star forward getting a red card for a headbutt, rallied with 4 straight goals, took the lead, gave up the lead with 2 seconds left, played all the way through overtime, played a 4-round shootout, won, got up like 3 hours later to leave Kansas City, fly from Kansas City to Denver, Denver to San Diego, land in San Diego 5 hours before they played again up in Oceanside against Empire, trailed that game, rallied to tie it, lost in overtime, and one of our best players, thankfully, hopefully didn't get his leg broken, but took a major, major leg injury in overtime. So it is, the drama has been unbelievable.
Crazy. Well, I mean, listen, same around the Padres, right? Like, we signed off the air Friday at 10. All right, fellas, enjoy the long weekend. We'll see you later. And then it was like a deluge. It was like somebody turned the faucet on, and it was like, Padres do this, Padres do this, Padres do that. Let's go line by line. You know, listen, we got a lot of cross listeners, right? A lot of people that listen to this show listen to Padres Hot Tub and vice versa. So when you did Padres Hot Tub, you had already known they were signing Casti, or you were still kicking around the idea of Casti?
We did a Castellanos canning emergency podcast.
Got it. Okay.
The morning of, and
Okay.
that was reaction within literally like 45 minutes.
Okay.
Of the move. We're going to record today with everything else, with AJ and with the like quartet of once good arms that were signed, and all the lottery tickets that we're about to scratch. But I mean, listen, top line is easy. They signed AJ Preller. They needed to do it all winter. They finally did it. Everyone who said, don't worry, it's going to happen, they were right. We shouldn't have worried. It did happen. And now we have that knowledge of continuity that is going to make me, as a Padre fan, feel secure that there's no dramatic tear down coming for the Padres anytime this decade, that they're going to continue to do what they do, which is to roll on the bargain aisle, to wait out guys. They've obviously got a ton of money committed, but I'd rather have AJ, who committed all that money, managing it than bringing in a new guy who goes, you know what, let's just break this down and start over.
So your thoughts on the signings? Let's just go one by one.
You weren't a big fan of the Castellanos addition, correct?
I'm probably low man in the market on Castellanos,
which is fine. It's fair. That's a fair take. Like, no one's wrong to think that way, in my opinion.
Yeah. The number one thing I said about that was I don't think it fundamentally affects the Padres one way or another. And if I say something negative to follow that, please understand that that's the baseline, that he probably puts up a number somewhere between 0.8 WAR and negative 0.8 WAR.
Yeah.
Which is what he did last year. And so that's a less than 1 win player. It's a replacement level player. They're hoping to get some homers out of the 7 spot. Nick Castellanos didn't like to bat in the 7 spot in Philadelphia, so we'll see how it all plays down. But I heard you guys this morning, and the number one thing for me is, as long as the Padres aren't precious about him and afford him, kind of like what Manny was like, hey, we got a $20 million ball player. Well, the $20 million is what made him a bad ball player for Philadelphia. I mean, if you really look at it over his 4 years in Philly, he put up like maybe 2.5 WAR, maybe a little less over 4 years. That's not what you want for $20 million a year. But for a minimum, it's a flyer. If he's a short side platoon, if he has a great year and he grows into an everyday role at DH or first base, cool. That means he played well. Personally, I'd rather see Miguel Andujar get at bats. And personally, I see a better fit for Ty France, who is an actual defender at the position. All the other guys the Padres have at the position can't field the position, at least at the level that a guy who literally won the Gold Glove last year can.
That's the crazy one for me, is like, if they had just signed Ty France over the weekend and Ty France, Miguel Andujar, I go, okay, there's room for both of those guys. Like, absolutely. Ty France plays first base and, hits lefties. Gavin Sheets plays first base and hits righties, and Miguel Andujar DHs, and we can, mix and match from there. It's right. It's gumming up the works a little bit right now. You know what I'm saying? What if Ty France is a monster spring and is like, I'm so glad to be back, and he picks it at first base? We have not found a first baseman here in 15 years. There hasn't been a decent first baseman here.
Yeah. So that's the question I have, is redundancy amongst those players. Now you get to the starting pack that we signed. It almost like, those blind boxes that people market.
Yes, blind boxes.
Oh, I got a Griffin Canning. Oh, I got a Herman Marquez.
Look, there's
Walker Buehler. Oh, I wish I had him 4 years ago.
Yeah, I didn't know this guy was still here. I mean, that's really what it felt like. Canning, when he gets back, ranks at the top of the small hill. He gets to stand on the top of the small hill. Marquez, to me, I don't know, guys. That he looked utterly washed last year. He was the worst starter on the worst team in baseball.
Yeah.
Buddy Black, I'm sure, thinks, there's something there that there's left. Walker Buehler is always going to probably be more intriguing to us because he's beaten the you-know-what out of us so many times that we have that residual memory of him succeeding. JP Sears is right in the mix with these guys. Marco Gonzalez, if he's healthy, is probably better than all of them, maybe. I mean, he actually pitched to a high 3 ERA for 190 innings previously in his career. So, if any one of these guys works out, it's great. El Paso should have a really interesting rotation And Matt Waldron's out of options. What if he wins the job?
Right.
And all these guys.
That's the other thing.
Disappear.
That's the other thing you have to take into account is who's got options and who doesn't. I mean, JP Sears, I believe, has another option. So you're going to use your options when you can. Doesn't mean they're going to be, JP, you could have a monster spring and still be sent down because, well, you've got an option. We need to use it right now. And, German Marquez in the 5. Now, Canning's not ready yet, correct?
Based on what AJ said, it's probably more like May, I think, for Griffin Canning,
so
recovering from the Achilles. He's already throwing, but he needs to do, like Jason Adams, some more fielding and, movement work before they're comfortable, like putting him in an actual game. But they're also not like immediately saying, oh, he's a 60-day. We'll see him in June. They're going to look at him at least lengthily at spring training.
Yeah, one thing you said earlier last week, Woods, though, that I wanted to underline too and repeat is that when a lot of people are looking at the Padres, it feels like there's some really drab reviews, so to speak.
Yeah.
Because the Padres had a very quiet offseason. And I think a lot of those folks just kind of memory binned that Ramon Laureano is on the team and wasn't on the team at the start of last year, that Freddie Fermin is on the team and wasn't on the team at the start of last year, that there's Mason Miller, that a lot of the moves that were made at the deadline were made as 2-year or even 3-4-year moves for this club, and they were treated like flash in the pan deadline day deals. That's not right. San Diego's got one of the deepest offenses right now in terms of 1-9 in the league. They should be able to hang with the better lineups in the league. And I don't think throwing a Casty into the 7 or the 8 hole fundamentally changes that. Now, if he was batting 5th for your team, and you're counting on him every day and you're playing him in right field where he is a drain on your defense, then it's a problem. But it's not if he is a short side platoon DH or even an everyday DH that's hitting low in the lineup. So I think there's more depth. I think there's more power. I think Castellanos as a misfit toy is a better fit than Luis Arraez. I hate to say it, obviously not personality way, but in terms of a player, he's a better fit for this roster. So, and the bullpen should be, knock wood, if healthy, the best, second best, or third best in the entire league. So there's a lot to like about what this team has done. And there's a lot of question marks in terms of, can Michael King stay healthy? Can Joe Musgrove stay healthy and be effective? Are any of these guys coming off Tommy John going to be effective and regain their past form? If so, Padres will be a surprise story to a bunch of national writers who haven't paid a lot of attention.
Talking to our pal Craig Elsten here on Ben and Woods this morning. Yeah, and again, gumming up the works, what I said earlier, it is nice to have depth, and you never know what's going to happen. If Manny tweaks a knee or something, or somebody gets injured, it's nice to have other guys that can fill in, and play multiple positions. We were trying to think about it. The last guy on the bench, it's Bryce Johnson, Will Wagner, who do you think all three? Do you think France and Duhar and Casty all break camp with the team out of spring training?
You can't.
You can't do it, right? Unless someone's hurt, right? Like that's it.
Yeah, they all play the same. They all do the same thing.
They do the same thing. All right-handed first baseman-ish.
I think they're hoping France will go down to AAA and be on standby in case the Castellanos experiment doesn't work or someone gets hurt and they need to call up a first baseman. I can't see him making the team out of spring training.
It's going to be really hard because he hasn't had the offensive profile the last 3 seasons that allow you to kind of just roster him and count on him. But Ty France is a way better source of on-base percentage than Nick Castellanos ever will be, just with his hit by pitches alone. He is a better source of on-base percentage than Nick. Bottom of the order, does that matter as much? No. Castellanos is going to be hitting around Cron and Fermin. Again, a Casty, Cron, Fermin, 7, 8, 9.
It's not terrible, man. Not terrible. And I read his numbers earlier in high leverage off left-handers, and it's solid. I mean, it's beyond solid. It's really, really good in Nick Castellanos.
Crony and Francis getting plunked back-to-back multiple times all season long would be a great offense starter. But
Fermin, sack bunts him over. Toddy drives him in, and we're cooking, man. Listen to me calling for bunts.
2-0 in the third inning every game.
2-0 in the third. Every single game. I'll take it.
There it is.
I'll take it.
All right, so let's wrap this up. Do we all think that AJ, given the AJ caveat of he's never done, is done for this offseason? This is the team going into opening day, essentially?
I think there's a trade.
Really?
Still. Yep, I do. I feel like there's going to be a trade coming.
Splashy.
Really?
Really?
I do. I feel like a fairly splashy trade.
Big league players.
I mean, I can't ever say you're wrong because it's AJ. I just don't know where it is.
It's I think out of
what are they getting? What are they giving up? I don't know.
You don't see it?
I mean, are they getting pitching? Are they getting what are they getting? I don't know. I just don't know. I can't even speculate as to what it would be.
What do you know?
I don't know anything, but I read an article yesterday about big trades in spring training, and the Padres were mentioned as a team that would be
do it
potential to do that.
Yeah,
right. But again,
we don't have anybody.
You have bullpen. You have a bullpen replete with firepower,
Jeremiah Estrada.
And people would be interested in a David Morgan, a Jeremiah Estrada, a Brad Gleyber. In a heartbeat, they would jump at some of these
But what
guys.
are we getting? What do we need?
Don't know.
Pitching? More pitching?
Catcher, pitching. Who knows?
I don't know.
It could happen.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I don't think
this is
he's
our team.
done. You think this is it? All right. I mean,
I think this is
if
our
it
team.
is, I'm excited to roll.
I mean, if it is the team, I think it's the most complete team coming out of spring training that they've had in a while. I mean, getting Michael King back was key.
Elite.
This offseason. They needed that. They need a couple
Save
of
the
these
offseason.
pitchers to hit, but it's way better than it looked like last year, 12 months ago. Isn't it? I mean, especially if you knew Dylan Cease was going to have a crummy season. You'd say, well, now they don't have Cease. Well, they didn't have a good Cease last year either.
What a crumb bum he was.
So, I mean, I think it's we'll find out, I guess, Craig. Appreciate it as always. Have a good week.
My pleasure, guys. New Padres Hot Tub coming out today. Also for our patrons, last night we recorded a Padres Hot Tub Family Feud full episode. It was so much fun.
Nice.
Available to our patrons at patreon.com/Padres Hot Tub. So check that out. Come join the community.
Thank you,
Good
brother.
Stuff with Craig
Appreciate
Elsten. Brings us to the midway point of our show, broadcasting live from the Bill House Studios. We know how. Coming up in hour number 3, our first game of Take on Woods. We got another weekly concert prize for you, and then lots more to get to, including spring training. Sam Levitt joining us from Peoria, Arizona, all before 10 o'clock. Why would you go anywhere else? Padres talking more right here on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
All right, we're halfway home on a Tuesday. Ben and Woods, 97.3, The Fan. Again, our apologies for being forced to take a company holiday yesterday. We would have rather been here with you, chopping it all up and, talking about all this yesterday. But thanks for being patient. Thanks for waiting for us. Really appreciate it. Makes us feel good inside to know that you missed us. It always feels good to be missed and loved. But thank you. We're sorry. I mean, what can I say? We're forced.
I went to breakfast with my son instead.
Yeah, I took my kids to the batting cages.
Yeah.
It was a friggin' blast, man. Had a great morning.
I actually did feel like, we probably should have just been working yesterday.
Me too.
I wish, AJ doesn't tell us in advance, like, oh, keep this weekend open. It's going to be a lot of moves, and you're going to want to talk about it on Monday.
It would be cool if he did.
It would.
And I'm going to ask him about that at spring training. I'm going to say, would it be too much to ask?
Would it kill you for one?
Would it literally kill you to be like, hey,
one heads up,
make sure you're ready Monday. Okay. And I would have said, okay. And I would have called Adam and I said, hey, we need to be there. It's good authority that we need to be there on Monday. But again, that's not hard. I know he's got a lot on his plate, signing an extension, counting his millions, signing all these guys and doing all that. Or just say to somebody in PR, hey, will you text the fellas and let them know Monday's going to be a big day? So we could be in here and serve our audience, which, by the way, it's your fan base.
Was AJ Preller contract extension really special show worthy or off day show worthy?
Maybe. But again, there was all the other signings, though. You throw in 5 signings and an extension, we probably should have been here yesterday.
And 5 minor league or 1-year contracts. Again.
And then we would have taken
how many
the holiday on a different day.
How many reaction videos did you guys have to do this week?
I didn't do any.
I did one long reaction video on Saturday morning.
Now, I'm glad you brought that up. Paulie, if you could.
What?
Pull that up.
What?
I'm on it.
I saw this video.
I got a lot of praise for that video.
Did you?
From whom?
From
people? Why?
Adam was very appreciative.
Why did you look like you were about to film an adult movie?
What?
In that, I saw this video. I go, babe, look at him.
I just sat.
And Hannah goes, oh, what's he doing?
Well,
I don't know.
I closed the shutters because I didn't want the glare behind me.
You did.
I was just sitting on the couch.
I often close the shutters when I'm about to film a porno as well.
Otherwise, the sun streams in from those windows. But it was.
Were you tied to that spot? Were you strapped to a chair?
It was a comfortable spot where I knew I could sit for 3 minutes while I talked about the Padres.
What was with the leaning off to the side, like bedroom eyes, stroking your chin?
Well, I hadn't shaved, so I was still scruffy. Because remember, I forgot to shave Friday.
I remember.
A big deal. And now it was Saturday.
It was not a big deal.
I'm fully 48 hours of scruff. By
so
Saturday morning.
Here you were laid back in the cut, dude, like this. Instead of normally you're very okay. I'll be on. Look at him. Oh my God. Hey, normally you're very upright and stodgy, right? That's kind of your personality. This you're laid back in the cut.
It was Saturday morning, Ben.
Glasses off. It was seductive, Ben.
Oh, some big news on this Valentine's Day. First up, I still haven't shaved. Apologize for my scruffiness. And yes, I am wearing my Dire Straits t-shirt that Woods gave me. But
Paul gave it to you.
It's the Padres who are making the biggest news, adding not one, but 2 players on the eve.
Hope you like your shirt, man.
I totally thought it was Woods.
I mean, you look so sexy.
I don't have like one of those selfie sticks or stands. So I am holding my arm as far out as possible, but trying to make it not look like I'm holding my arm out as far as possible with my phone. So you kind of
lean back
and make it, you kind of go around to the side so you don't see the arm in the shot. And you try to keep it really steady so it looks like, it's on a tripod when you're really just holding. I thought I did an amazing job of keeping that camera on my hand steady.
The funny thing is I didn't hear a word you said. I just was watching you seduce our entire audience with your eyes. You just spit. Watching you seduce our audience and get everybody pregnant out there. Take off that brassiere, my dear. That's all I can think about. I don't want to see no panties. That's all I thought about when I watched this. I go, babe, look at this. Look at him. She goes, oh, what's he doing? I go, I don't know. I go, he's being so sexy right now.
I've always had this problem
of you have
acting normal is tough for me, especially when I think about it. Like, if if my goal is just act normal, I spin myself out and I can't do it.
If somebody says to you, hey, act natural, it's the worst thing.
Please don't ever tell me to act natural. I can't do it. I don't know how to do it. I immediately tense up. Or I go the other way and I get too relaxed and I don't know how to act natural. I'd be the worst, like sneaking out from a crime scene. Just act natural.
Nothing to see here.
This is just me acting natural.
Just Ben's bloody footprints leading to his automobile. Holy cow.
Got the magic stick. I'm the love doctor.
I go, what's he doing, babe? I don't know. I go, why is he leaned back in the cut like that?
It's weird. I didn't analyze it as much as you did.
I do.
But when I saw the video, I did see it and something registered. I go,
I'm not
looks
wearing my
weird.
glasses. That looks a little weird to you now because I just wear my glasses so often.
That's
on
true.
Saturday morning, though, I didn't see them. I was like, I don't need glasses just to look at my phone, talk about the Padres for 3 minutes.
I loved it, dude. I loved every second of it. And again, didn't hear a word, not one word. I just stared at him the whole time. Was like, what is he doing? He's very sexy right now.
Panties.
It was great. No, I didn't do. Were any of them worthy of a reaction video? I was gonna do one as a smartass, be like, yeah. So I'll tell you guys about it on Tuesday at 6 a.m. when we have a 4-hour radio show to fill. I don't know.
I think it was just Castellanos and Canning at that point mostly. So
well,
Adam was excited.
I
like to kiss up to the boss.
I know. I got to get this dude's phone from him. By the way, he was on a bender.
Oh, Adam?
Week. Yeah, he was on Twitter bender.
Yeah,
dude.
I saw that.
Twitter
responding
constantly. The constant.
Is his family out of town or something?
I don't know.
He's acting like it.
I don't know, but he was on a heater, a bender. Like he couldn't stop retweeting and talking smack. And listen, he does endorsements now for the station. He's doing Frozen Ropes endorsements, which means he is now what? He's a personality. He's the talent. I didn't want to tell you guys, he actually hit me up and wants to do 9 to 10 on our show every day by himself. So I thought that'd be good.
Klug hour.
We get our 3 hours back.
Get all those hot takes out.
Get those hot takes out from 9 to 10, and then he can lead you right into the midday
He
show.
loves sports talk. He really loves it.
I wonder if he loves anything else.
I thought I loved sports talk, and then I met Adam.
And even you were
and
like,
even I
bro,
sometimes
relax.
go, it's enough. I've had enough. I don't need any more. But
he will go all weekend in our group chat, just talking sports, and that's it. Like there's no other desires but to just talk sports. So he was on a little Twitter bender this weekend. It happens to the best of us. But now he's a big personality here on 97.3 The Fan, right?
Haven't seen him yet this morning. Hopefully everything's okay.
Yeah, me too. I mean, when you're a personality, you can come and go as you please. You don't have to abide by the rules.
Well,
right?
Let's see. We worked on the wheel of chain restaurants over the weekend.
Oh,
we
yes.
may be spinning it later this week.
We
to
will
determine
spin it. Yep.
where we will be dining in Peoria/Glendale, Arizona.
Now, Paulie and I, we grew up eating at these places. Like for Paulie and I, when we were kids, a night out to Outback or Applebee's was like a big deal. Like a big deal.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
hey, put a collared shirt on. We're going to Outback, right? You didn't. Yours was you had a little different upbringing, but where we grew up, how we grew up is a little bit different. So I actually get mad where I live in Encinitas. There aren't any chains. I'm furious because I'm like, I don't want to drive to San Marcos to go to, Texas Roadhouse or whatever. Like, I wish there was one down the street. They closed the Chili's in Encinitas.
You want more chain restaurants, less gastropubs.
Correct. 100%. Everywhere I go, I'm like, oh, God, farm to table. Enough. I want a good old-fashioned chain, and they don't have any. None. There's like none there, unless it's fast food. But like a sit-down chain, they just don't have it.
Yeah.
Can you think of one off the top of your head?
Disappeared over the years.
Yeah.
We used to have
There was a
islands
Chili's,
and
Islands. Yeah.
By the way,
Hannah and I were at Chili's once
I
a
like
week.
Islands.
I like Islands too.
God.
Delicious. So
I was looking at all the chain restaurants like in and around the Peoria Sports Complex.
It's actually paradise for me.
There's a lot. Oh yeah, plenty to choose from, and a lot from other parts of the country that they're big in the Northeast or the Midwest or whatever, and you kind of learn about it. I was looking through all the lists, and I go, "Hey, can we all agree? Let's keep Red Robin out of this."
Yeah,
don't
Red Robin
sully
kind
Red
of
Robin.
stands
Red
on
Robin's
its own.
fine.
It's really good.
It ain't great. You're not going there for
big old-
5-star.
The fries are too big for me.
The steak fries.
Yeah, the steak fries.
I love those.
I love the steak fries.
So we did just reopen a California pizza kitchen in Encinitas, but it went away for a year or two, and now it's back. That's still even a little more high end.
That was like Wolfgang Puck, sort of.
Kind of.
I mean, that was kind of more high end when, at least back in the day.
People have a good idea. Adam should do like Saturday or Sunday mornings here on the station. People said they would listen to that. The Klug Report.
M. Sanchez is Famous Dave's. I've never been to Famous Dave's, but there is one
I
right
put that on
across
the
from
list.
the
Is that on the
Peoria
list? What
Sports
is that?
Complex.
We went there,
Barbecue.
I think, like 5 years ago. Remember, like we both almost choked on like a rib bone or something. I almost died.
Is that the place with the gray rib?
No, that was a different.
That was a different place.
Steak place or barbecue place. It's it's right there across from the complex. It's near the PF Chang's and
The
Red
ones
Robin.
that scare me the most are
seafood,
Red Lobster,
Yeah, I don't want to do seafood.
and Applebee's.
Applebee's is delicious.
Scares me a little bit.
If we do get Applebee's, you do have to get that
Obviously,
burger,
I
the
know.
dipping
queso
queso
has to get
burger.
it.
The OMG queso or whatever.
I'm
it is.
intrigued by Cracker Barrel. I've never
It's
been
delicious.
there. Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm positive. But you got to eat dinner there. Can't eat breakfast. Breakfast is too.
Well,
you can't
eat
mess up breakfast
anyway. You can't mess up breakfast.
Yeah, you really can't.
Yeah.
So I'm excited. I'm praying. I'm praying it's not Red Lobster.
Peoria fresh seafood. I was just like, I texted you guys. I was like, that sounds like a trip to
Seafood
urgent
buffet,
care.
yeah.
Like, I don't want that.
Pacific Seafood Buffet. You know that Peoria is nowhere really close to the Pacific Ocean, right?
No.
Yeah, I'm
Like,
good on that.
that was dicey, but I put it on the list because that's what I think you were going for, was give me some dicey locations.
Matt says, I'm out here crying about places that literally just microwave your food. That's fine. I don't want it every day, but I want it to be an option. Does that make sense? Like, if I want to be able to go to a chain restaurant and sit down and have a meal with my family that's
there's a
not
Waffle
7
House down by the 10. I don't know. Do they do 24/7?
I want slop sometimes. That's exactly right. Let people enjoy slop sometimes. Sometimes I just want some good old-fashioned, like, sit-down chain restaurant that I don't have to drive 45 minutes to get to.
Ben at a Waffle House isn't the worst idea.
It's so good. Waffle House is elite.
Is it?
It's elite. It's elite.
Is it breakfast all day, or do they have dinner items?
They have dinner.
too?
I've never eaten
Chicken
anything.
fried steak or something.
We'll go. I'll get you a pork chop from there. And then your nickname can be Pork Chop after you get violent dysentery from it. We'll call you Pork Chop when you have diarrhea in our Airbnb. No, Waffle House is too good to put on that list.
Too good.
Too good.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Anyway, I digress.
All right, let's get a contestant for Take on Woods. First game of the week. We have a brand new prize. Would anyone like to know what it is?
Yes, I would.
We have tickets to Zach Bryan at Snapdragon Stadium on July 31st. If you'd like to win, it's a weekly prize, so no more than 5 qualifiers at most, maybe just 1.
4 this week.
Who knows? Oh, that's right, because it's Tuesday already. No more than 4 qualifiers this week. If you'd like to be the first contestant in music, movie, or TV trivia, you can call now 833-288-0973. 833-288-0973. Play our first game of the week coming up next with Ben and Woods on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. First, though, the best feeling in sports isn't just winning, it's knowing you were prepared. That same feeling matters in retirement. That's why Trajan Wealth helps people plan with purpose. TRAJANwealth.com. Their fiduciary advisors take the time to listen, educate, and build a wealth management plan that reflects your values, not someone else's idea of retirement. They're independent, local, and focused on long-term relationships. Offices in San Diego, Carlsbad, and Del Mar. Trajan Wealth works with people who want peace of mind, not financial guesswork. That sounds like what you're looking for. Start today. Call 619-367-0207. Again, 619-367-0207. Tell them Ben sent you from Ben & Woods, or visit TRAJANwealth.com. That's TRAJANwealth.com. Trajan Wealth, plan smarter, dream bigger. Advisory services through Trajan Wealth LLC, SEC registered investment advisor. Client paid advertisement. Additional disclosures at TrajanWealth.com.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
This hour 97.3 The Fan is brought to you by GL Pools, the company trusted by thousands of San Diegans to keep their pools sparkling, swim-ready, and expertly maintained. Call GL Pools now and say radio for a free month of service. Paul, you said we do have a pool at our Airbnb next week?
We do.
We do.
I think. Pretty sure.
Let's heat it for the whole time we're there.
It's like $75 a day.
Like, we have to pay that?
Yeah.
No, we're not doing that.
No, the company, Odyssey, will pay for it.
Odyssey.
We'll get charged to the card that was used for the deposit.
Which is not ours.
Not ours.
Well, we're in a walk here. Don't you think they want to make us happy?
Just a pool?
I think it's both.
Really?
Yeah. But wouldn't you want to make us happy in our
We
last...
have our own Padres hot tub.
That's true. We could. We'll call it. Here's what we'll do. We'll all get
Padres
together.
jacuzzi.
Yeah. Padres jacuzzi.
Maybe we'll do a live stream.
Maybe you can do your seductive, sexy pose in the hot tub.
Lean back and talk Padres baseball
Ben,
in a jacuzzi.
Act
Yes.
natural, dude. Act natural. He can't. Look at him squirming. Just act natural.
I don't know how. We've got some...
It's hot. That's very hot.
Spring Training Sammy's collecting new audio from some of the newest Padres, including Walker Buehler and Ty France. We'll get to that coming up at the bottom of the hour, and then Sammy will be with us at 9:35 this morning. But we got a contestant on the line. Let's get to our first game of the week. It is time to take on Woods. Take on What's brought to you by Bay Alarms, security and fire alarms for every business. We got you. And Daniel, act natural because you are our contestant here on Take on Woods.
All right. Let's do it.
All right. If you can beat or tie Woods, as I mentioned, the new prize this week only, pair of tickets to Zach Bryan at Snapdragon Stadium on July 31st. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com. So trying to be one of up to 4 qualifiers, starting with your 3 categories this week. In TV, we still have After Cheers, actors who starred in Cheers and their other shows. Movies set in San Diego, 5 movies in which San Diego plays a significant role in the setting. And our new music category, American Pie, all about the 1971 Don McLean classic and other songs that are referenced inside that song. So, TV, After Cheers, movies set in San Diego, or music, American Pie. Daniel, what would you like to play?
Oh, man. All third generation San Diegan. Hopefully I don't embarrass myself. I'll go with movies.
All righty, here we go. Movies category today. We are looking for 5 movies in which San Diego plays a significant part of the setting for the movie. You'll have 60 seconds to answer as many of the 5 as you can. If you don't know one, there's some tough ones here. You can say pass. We'll come back to them if there's time left on the clock. First question is the 2-second clip. Paulie's going to play a clip from the movie. You just need to give me that movie title in which San Diego plays a role. Are you ready to go, Daniel?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's put 60 seconds on the clock. The category in movies is set in San Diego. Hopefully start with an easy one. Your time begins when Paul plays our clip. Good luck, Daniel. Let's take on Woods.
I feel the need for speed.
Top Gun.
Correct. Which 2004 comedy centers around the on-air staff of San Diego's fictional KVWN Channel 4 Action News in 1975?
Anchorman.
Correct. Cameron Crowe won a screenwriting Oscar for which semi-autobiographical 2000 film about a young San Diegan writing for Rolling Stone magazine?
Almost Famous.
Correct. The UCSD library was one of the key locations for which 1978 campy B-movie spoof about sentient fruits, or are they vegetables?
Is that Attack of the Killer Tomatoes?
Correct. Long before Little Big League, Gary Coleman became the young manager of the San Diego Padres in which 1979 baseball movie, For the Win?
No idea.
That's all right. 4 is pretty good. Long before Little Big League, Gary Coleman became the young manager of the San Diego Padres in The Kid from Left Field. But that's a tough one. I think 4 is a very good score here.
Was he in Little Big League?
The Kid from Left Field. Long before Little Big... No, the plot was the same. A kid becomes the manager.
I thought you were
of a
saying
movie.
like long before he was in Little Big
No,
League.
he wasn't in Little... I see what you're saying. No, the plot was the same. But it was not obviously not the same star. We were just having a semantics discussion. Daniel's score is locked in. Movies category. See if you can figure out what it's all about. 60 seconds on the clock. We'll begin with our 2-second clip. Your time begins when Paul plays the clip. Good luck, Woods. Let's take on Daniel.
I feel the need
Top Gun.
for
Correct.
speed.
Which 2004 comedy centers around the on-air staff of San Diego's fictional KVWN Channel 4 Action News in 1975?
Anchorman.
Correct. Cameron Crowe won a screenwriting Oscar for which semi-autobiographical 2000 film about a young...
Famous.
Correct. The UCSD library was one of the key locations for which 1978 campy B-movie spoof about sentient fruits, or are they vegetables?
Attack of the Killer Tomatoes.
Correct. Long before Little Big League, Gary Coleman became the young manager of the San Diego Padres in which 1979 baseball movie?
Oh, I've seen the picture a billion times. A billion times. I think taint would be inappropriate here. I don't know.
It's The Kid from Left Field,
Kid from
which
Left
means you
Field.
both played the same game. 4-4, which is
4-4.
good enough for Daniel to qualify for the tickets to Zach Bryan in our movies category, set in San Diego.
Like it.
4 and 5 movies that were set in San Diego, California.
What else?
I've never seen Attack of the Killer Tomatoes.
I haven't either.
But I've heard a lot about it.
I haven't either. I didn't know it was set here.
I
had no
definitely
idea.
saw The Kid from Left Field growing up.
Did you?
Would I have been able to come up with that answer given a role reversal? I'm not sure I would have remembered the title. But the other 3, I think I would have got.
Oh, yeah.
I know you're probably a big fan of Almost Famous.
Love it. Love it.
Great movie.
Great movie. And I'm a big fan of Top Gun. What was the other one?
Anchorman.
Yeah, I liked it. I'm over it.
Obviously, it's been overplayed a bit. It really is a good movie.
It's a good movie.
It's probably the best.
When it came out, you're like, that's
It was great.
That's
It was great. And then it was, 20 years later. It's, you guys, going to Whale's Vagina this weekend. Oh, no kidding. Awesome. First time anybody's ever tweeted that, you dill hole.
I am heading to San Diego. Anything I should know? I have many leather-bound books.
God. Little overplayed. It's all right. It happens. Happens the best of them.
All right, then let's take a little break. Well, did you know? Oh, by the way, Cameron Crowe, before he wrote Almost Famous, wrote Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Of course I did.
And of course, he spent a year undercover
Claremont,
which is where Major Garrett went to high school.
It's incredible.
To Major Garrett went to the Fast Times at Ridgemont High School.
It's the Cameron Crowe biography is incredible. It's like San Diego through and through. It's incredible. He used to go to the Globe Theater when he was a kid. His mom used to drag him to the Globe to watch productions of Shakespeare and things like that. I mean, it's just really, really, if you like San Diego, there's a lot of it in there.
Got another Hollywood San Diego connection to get to in the 9 o'clock hour as well.
Indeed.
All right. That's the Reindl Report. First, though, we'll hear from two of the newest Padres. New audio from spring training in Peoria coming up next with Bennett Woods on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
But first, my friends, let's talk about your health. Let's talk about getting you and your family the absolute best water that you can for your home or your office. We've got it here in the office, too. First thing, I wake up, grab my jug.
So got them jugs, don't you?
I do. And I just crush it. I crush a bunch of Eco Water right when I wake up. It just starts my day off right, kind of a deep soak for the system. But Eco Water brings the soft life right to your kitchen sink with mineral-rich alkaline water, balances your pH. It fuels your body with filtered luxury. No plastic, no poison, just absolute satisfaction every time. Been a huge fan ever since we got the system put in our home about 4 years ago. And there's no end in sight. Like if we go, it's coming with us for sure. Or we'll just get another one. We have gotten very, very accustomed to Eco Water coming out of every faucet in our home. So call 760-350-3338. Again, 760-350-3338. Make the switch now from the big jugs to Eco Water. EcoWaterSoCal.com. Let them know Woodsy sent you. Not everything in life should be hard, especially your water. Check out Eco Water. They've been keeping it soft since 1925. He just here. I'll show you a little. Just a little.
Please don't.
Just a little bit. What hurts on you?
Nothing at all.
A little bit.
Nothing. Now,
So let's say
whatever you're about to touch is the only thing.
Let's say
It's gonna hurt.
Right?
All right, yeah.
Okay.
Pretend your knee hurts.
Pretend your knee.
It's going to in a second.
Right here.
That is not pleasant.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
It's been brought to my attention that Major Garrett went to Madison High School growing up in Claremont, not Claremont High School. Of course, he was an editor of the school paper and everything. Management regrets the error. My apologies to Major Garrett.
Misinformation after misinformation on this station.
You know, I
That's how it goes.
actually do like being accurate.
Yeah.
But he grew up in Claremont, did not go to Claremont High School.
Yeah.
Where Fast Times in Ridgemont High was based off.
I love that movie. It still holds up. It's like 50 years old, and it's still just perfect. Perfect.
Really is a good one.
Is you like, Stacey, you got any iced tea? I probably will. Oh, I love Damone. Best character of a movie ever. Ever.
Captures both the frivolity and awkwardness of youth.
Yeah, no
quite
doubt.
well.
No doubt. It is just the most, it still works. It's so old, and it still works. I can't wait to show my kids that movie. A little young for now.
I've got a pet peeve already at spring training.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of mentioned it earlier, but now I saw more video. Stop asking players what they think of the Dodgers spending.
Why don't you stop telling media how to do their job?
Well, I mean,
What are we
going
gonna ask
Well,
them?
not about the Dodgers spending, because I know what the answer is.
We love it.
The latest was we posted the video if you want to see it at 97.3 The Fan SD. I think it was Jake Ariani said, "What do you think of the Dodgers spending to Fernando Tatis Jr.?" Shocker. He likes it. They're doing it the right way. All the teams should
Why
be
is
doing
this
that.
news to
I
people?
don't know,
Stop
man.
asking
I
the
don't know.
question.
Stop asking baseball players if they like baseball
Guess what?
players getting paid a buttload of money.
Radio hosts like when companies spend a lot of money on radio talent. TV hosts like when TV talent is paid well. Baseball players like when baseball players
if you're
are paid well.
a checker at Vaughn's, don't you want more Vaughn's checkers
Yeah.
to get paid a lot of
What do you
money?
think about Lazy Acres? Raising the salary of the checkout. Love it. I think
I think it's a great idea.
They
all
bring
grocery
in-
stores should do that.
They
of
bring
course.
in like the elite of the elite. The guy's making like, I don't know, he's making like 300 grand. They're like, wait, you watch him. though,
Some
dude.
guy from Kroger in the Midwest gets transferred.
Bam, bam, bam.
I
There's
think all grocery stores should be doing that. Of
Yeah.
course.
I did not understand why that was like news to people or like
that being
surprising.
said, listen, I'm going to defend my friend Jake Gariani, who I have immense amount of respect for. You're out there for a week. You run out of stuff to ask, dude. You run out of stuff to talk
True.
about, period. You know that.
Well,
We
there's
all
a
know
part
that.
of it. You see
saw
the
the-
reaction that
yes,
Manny's
of
comments
course.
make, and so you're like, "Ooh,
Guys.
who else can we squeeze some juice out
This
of
is
this?"
elementary. This is like the guy with the blue check mark that's like, wait, is a hot dog a sandwich? And then just sits back and it's like, there's my paycheck. Yeah, it's just, you see these rage bait and stuff like that. You get out there and you run out of stuff to talk about. It's boring. It's spring training. They're taking ground balls. They're doing PFPs. Like, so we're going to run out of stuff next week. Trust me.
Well, I still am not going to ask anyone what they
Okay.
think of the Dodgers
All right.
spending. Well, we're there next week.
Okay.
Just my personal pet peeve.
You can
That's
ask Nick Castellanos if you've ever been in an earthquake.
Oh, yes.
Possibly.
Please. Please.
Yeah, we're supposed to loosen him up. John Marks said, loosen him up a little bit before you get into some of the more serious topics.
Can we use the topic wheel with him the whole time?
Ooh.
The whole time? Hey,
Not
we're not
a
going to
bad
ask you any
idea.
questions.
Nick
Spin
Castellanos
it.
topic wheel.
Spin it.
I'm not tuning away from that segment.
No question. I will actually tell him, I'm actually terrified of you. So we're just going to spin the topic wheel.
Right.
I don't want you to make me look like an idiot. How about that?
The topic wheel. If you think it's a bad question, blame the topic wheel.
100%.
Not us. Not us.
It's great.
All right, let's check traffic. Then we'll hear from Walker Buehler and Ty France.
Two names I was not expecting to hear from this year.
Padres players Walker Buehler and Ty France.
Excuse me?
What?
Was I in a coma? What happened? Where am I? What?
Morning, guys.
Morning. What happened?
Could be 2020 in San Diego. Could be 2020 in Los Angeles. I don't know, but they're both wearing brown and gold this morning.
It's crazy.
We'll hear from them coming up next on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center. Injured? Demand justice. Demand Jurowitz. 855GetRoss.com. Here's Kelly Danick.
This game day traffic report is brought to you by Crystal Geyser, Alpine Spring Water. Still a few problems out here. Northbound side of the 805 before Imperial, crash blocking the right lane. Emergency crews on scene. Also a collision on the transition ramp northbound 125 at the West 8 connector. In the East County, Los Coaches on ramp to westbound 8 got a collision. We still have that big rig crash on the coastline northbound 5. Harbor Drive got that left lane blocked. And most of the rain has moved on. More is on its way. You might still see some scattered showers around the county. What makes Crystal Geyser Alpine Spring Water different? They always bottle their Alpine Spring Water less than 1.5 miles from the spring source. And all of their bottles are made with 50% recycled plastic from their own recycling plants. Crystal Geyser, bottled at the spring source. I'm Kelly Danick with Ben and Woods, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Don't know in the history of Ben and Woods if a signing by A.J. Preller has elicited the same kind of reaction that the Walker Buehler news did last night.
Yeah.
From the three of us.
The three of us and like 95% of the fan base.
I don't think Walker Buehler is going to wreck this team in any way.
No, I don't either.
Don't know that he's going to make the team.
Yeah.
And if he does and contributes, I will probably be fine with it.
Come around on it.
But yeah, it's not one that I'm particularly jazzed about.
I mean, look, if A.J. Preller pulled off a trade today for Mookie Betts, I'd be elated.
Right.
Okay? Freddie Freeman's coming to play first. Okay, let's go. Like,
never said a bad word about that guy.
Now, there's been over the years, you know, as the rivalry grows or whatever, the guys that you look at and you go, man, can't say much, dude. Like, you're awesome. Like, you're a great baseball player. Like, there's nothing you can say about Mookie and Freddie. They're great. You'd kill to have them on your team. But then there's ones you look at, you're like, Muncy, Buehler, those guys, Bruce Star, Gratterall. You're like, oh, my God, please.
Joe Kelly,
please never don this uniform. Please. And it happened. And I knew it would eventually. I knew it.
Had to.
It had to happen. Just the law of averages. But yeah.
I mean, and you know, I get that professional baseball players view things a little bit differently. It's a job; they have limited opportunities.
Of course,
but
yeah.
Let's find out from the horse's mouth himself, from Walker Buehler. Why the Padres? Why this opportunity?
This opportunity made it the right spot, the right place for you.
Yeah, I mean, obviously some familiarity with the division, and
said with a smile.
Living in Southern California is something that my family and I are accustomed to, and good opportunity to be a part of a really talented ball club, and looking forward to seeing what we can make of it.
How are you kind of viewing the spring, the competition? Obviously, there's spots available here. What do you view of the opportunity?
Yeah, I mean, I think largely the same. I've kind of viewed every spring and come in and try and make the team and contribute kind of any way I can. Obviously, I'm a starter and want to start, so here to try and make the rotation.
How do you view the last couple of years? Have been these really good stretches, and then there's been some, times that haven't been.
Yeah, I mean, my elbow and my body's kind of been through some stuff, and kind of took a different approach and moved out here for the off season and got my body in a little bit better spot. And I liked a lot of the stuff that I was kind of working on in Philadelphia, and just didn't stop throwing and kind of kept working through some of that stuff. And I feel like the delivery's a lot closer to what it was kind of pre 22.
So you don't take the end of one season into the next all the time, but do you feel like that could be for you?
Yeah, I mean, that's the plan, right? I threw the ball well over there, and getting the velocity back as well as the delivery has kind of been the big thing. And the second half of last year was relatively successful compared to the first half, and there's obviously some stuff we want to continue to build on there and get some of the the velocity, the explosiveness, whatever you want to call it back. But I took this off season just a little bit different, and I feel like it kind of has worked out well.
Did it feel a little weird walking?
All right,
in here?
Walker
No,
Buehler.
it's the one I want to hear.
Yeah, it feels a little weird. I imagine 5 years ago it would have been a lot more weird, but this is a crazy game, and this is a great opportunity for me to again be a part of a really talented baseball club, and that's what I'm here to do.
Okay, that's the one question I wanted.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah. I wanted the. Did it feel weird walking?
Paulie pulled
in
off the video. I thought he was stopping it. That's why I started talking.
Scared me. That's the one I wanted to hear.
Angelo made a good point. Fernando Valenzuela, seemingly washed, but had a decent season for the Padres. 1996.
He was likable.
I enjoyed watching Fernando with the Padres in 1996. I really did. It's jarring to see Walker Buehler in Padres uniform.
You had a look of disdain on your face the whole time.
I think it would only be more jarring to see like Clayton Kershaw.
I know, right?
Into the Padres clubhouse.
Yeah.
Max Muncy.
It's jarring.
Justin Turner.
Yeah, JT, you're like, whoa.
Oh, that does not work.
Very weird.
Walker Buehler, definitely the biggest name. We've had a couple of guys over the years, the Trace Thompsons and Matt Beatty's, but this is like a name now where you go, I remember you pitching in significant games against the Padres.
Dominating.
Shoving,
Cody said he seems ashamed. Did you get that? Like, he's been humbled a bit. I don't like that idea.
All right. Hang on. You just said something. Do we ask for him next week?
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
I mean,
yeah, Vince, we know he hasn't been on the Dodgers for a while. It doesn't matter, dude. Doesn't matter. See, somebody said, I think it was C20 Moreno in the chat said, just be great. The Red Sox paid him like $20 million last year or something insane. You had him on a minor league deal right now, minor league deal. So
how old is Walker Buehler?
31.
31. All right. Let's say
Matt Kemp, by the way,
magically fixed the arm and has 7 great seasons with the Padres to the point that everyone's forgotten about his Dodgers days.
And when he goes into the Hall of Fame,
he does so wearing the San Diego
so
Padres
glad I made
cap.
the switch to. It was a little weird when I walked in, but I'm so glad I made the switch to the brown and gold. Thank you, Friar Faithful.
Call it a reverse Adrian Gonzalez.
Thank you for the faithful. Thank you for the faithful.
I think it's more ask yourself at the end of his career, if you were to walk through Walker Buehler's, basement or wherever he keeps all his cool stuff.
Yeah.
Is there anything of him wearing Padres brown and gold?
It depends on how he does.
Right.
But
yeah.
Well, listen, we root for the laundry here, so welcome. Good to have
San
you.
Diego.
Ty France, meanwhile, kind of a different story. He came up with the San Diego Padres, and then in 2020, in the pandemic season, he was traded, the ill-fated trade to the Seattle Mariners. Ill-fated for the Padres because that deal did not work out. They lost a guy who became an all-star in Ty France and an all-star in Andres Munoz, and got a catcher who never really performed that well in Austin Nola for the San Diego Padres. Of course, Ty France, the last couple of seasons, has bounced around a bit. He's been to Minnesota. He's been a couple of other places since leaving Seattle and not been the all-star performer. Looking for a job, decided to come on home to San Diego.
He left Seattle for Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Then the Twins. And then he was
traded
to
the
Blue Jays.
And he was in the playoffs. He went 1 for 4, I think, in the World Series and drove in a run in some limited action for the Blue Jays at the end of that season. So now he's back with the Padres, and here's what Ty France had to say this morning.
Ty, back where it all started, selected by the club back in 2015. Take me through this.
Yeah, it's all off season. This is kind of the preferred destination where we wanted to end up, and very fortunate and lucky that it all worked out. And I'm excited to be back. It's a good group of guys, so still know the core really well, and love the organization and just happy to be back.
In this first base platoon, just kind of take me through your expectations and your hopes and, what you see yourself as.
Yeah, I mean, they with Gavin, he kind of set the bar last year, and, it's a good group of players. So just come in, take care of business and try and win a job. That's ultimately my goal.
Ty, you mentioned the core being similar since last time you were here, but what were some other reasons why this was kind of the destination you wanted all along?
Yeah, I mean, I think the foundation that they've laid here, as far as the winning culture, getting the taste of the World Series last year, and trying to land somewhere where that was still a possibility. And like I said, they put together a great group here and a lot of talent. So just hoping to be a part of that and try and make a run with this group.
I will say Ty France does not look nearly as jarring back in Padres brown and gold.
He looks actually quite natural.
Even though he wasn't wearing brown and gold the last time he was, I think, with the San Diego Padres.
I'd completely forgotten about him in the World Series last year, part of one of the most epic World Series of all time. My God. That'll be cool to talk about with him if we get a chance to sit down with him when we're out there. We've never talked to him, I don't think.
No. In our YouTube stream, Frenchie appropriately says, I think France will have a Gavin Sheets type rebound season.
With who?
How is he going to get the opportunity?
Where are you going to get those ABs?
If Gavin Sheets is having, some decent numbers, and Nick Castellanos is putting up some decent numbers, and Miguel Andujar is putting up some decent numbers, then there's no spot for Ty France on this team. He's going to need some bad things to happen to people ahead of him,
which is not good.
So
before he really gets that chance.
Let's say you got your starting 9, and you got Castellanos and Andujar in there. So that means you got 4 spots. One of them is your backup catcher,
right?
Then one's going to be Gavin Sheets.
Yep.
I assume you're going to want some outfielders. Bryce Johnson. So I see Ty France and Will Wagner, and who else is fighting for one spot, really? Right?
Yeah.
4 bench spots. One's got to go to Campy.
Ty France can catch, too, by the way.
Yeah.
Maybe
emergency catcher.
Third catcher.
Emergency catcher.
Maybe that's your third catcher. Emergency, but can spell Manny at third. But you got Sung Moon Song is your
Song. Yes.
Yeah.
So and he's probably on for sure.
Who's your pinch runner in that group, though?
Bryce
Johnson.
BJ.
Well, he doesn't make the team if Ty makes the team, right?
Oh, yeah, maybe not. Or Will Wagner. One of those.
He doesn't make the team if Ty makes the team.
No,
either.
one of those two.
Right.
One of those two makes it.
Not with Ty, I think.
You want to tie me up with some of your ties?
Ty. If Campy, Song, and Duhar and
Duhar's
Ty
in the
France.
lineup he just made. And Duhar's already in the lineup.
Sheets is not in the lineup. So you only have 4 bench players every game.
Sheets, Song, Campy, and
Ty France. So you don't have a pinch runner.
You don't have an outfielder.
You don't have a fast guy. So
I
don't think he can make the team.
I don't think he starts with the team.
Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Tough.
Numbers game.
But
you don't know. The guys get hurt.
Yeah.
Guys don't perform the way they should. You've got Ty France waiting in the wings.
Is Song fast? Is he? I
don't know.
I don't know.
Song is also there. I believe they're going to be working him out in the outfield as well.
But I mean, is he and Castellanos? Can you trust those two guys? A guy who's never played it, and a guy who's already proven he's not a great outfielder as your 2 backup outfielders in Song and Castellanos. I guess Andujar can be thrown out there as well.
I need Beach on this roster.
You have flexibility, but not like good defense. I think BJ has to be on the roster.
Got to.
Yeah. I think you need his speed. You need his defense. I think he makes the team, which is bad news for Will Wagner and Ty France.
Yeah, for sure. Well, again,
Castellanos, I think, would have to go like hitless in the spring to not make the opening day roster. I think they're going to give him
a shot
every single opportunity.
I do too.
So he's pretty much locked in. I think Gavin Sheets in that random lineup that I threw out there, he's a lock, obviously.
Yep, he's a
so
lock.
really, I think it's pretty much set.
And Campy's a lock.
And
so
Campy's,
you
need
have
to have
one
a
bench spot. Basically, these dudes are fighting for. So
Sammy Levitt will join us. Spring Training Sammy in our final hour. All of his coverage from Peoria, brought to you by David P. Shapiro, criminal defense attorneys, helping good people regain control of their future when charged with a crime since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com. We will get our Reindl Report, get some headlines, talk some Aztecs basketball. Have not really gotten into their game on Saturday too much, or tonight's game against Grand Canyon. And we'll also have our biggest fan contest announcement when we return. Final hour of Ben and Woods ahead on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. Don't go away. Broadcasting live from the Bill House Studios. We know how. Final hour of Ben and Woods on a Tuesday. I will be anchoring the news tonight. It's been a while.
Oh, my kids are going to be so happy.
Got the call from the bullpen. They want the right-hander to come in 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 11 o'clock tonight.
Holy smokes, dude. Here we go.
Catch me on ABC Channel 10.
I love it.
Probably some rain aftermath coverage.
Oh, the aftermath of the rain.
Coverage.
I did see a local news yesterday. They panned to a guy, and he had a slicker on, and he's like, listen, just my advice is just be very careful, drive very safely out in this weather.
Find the trees that were felled during the storm and what kind of havoc they created. Fallen trees can be very dangerous.
Should be a fun one for you tonight.
Yes.
Hopefully no Hitler stories or anything tonight.
You never know.
Yeah.
I don't get to pick the stories.
You never know with Ben Higgins.
It's true. I just read them Anchorman style.
Sure.
And if you put a question mark, I will
You
read
will
it.
read it as a question.
I'm as close to Ron Burgundy.
So am I.
Adolf Hitler.
Yep, there he is.
I read what is in front of me on the teleprompter
100%.
in the way that it is written.
Yep.
Panties. You can get me. You can get me. I will read the biggest fan announcement the way it has been given to me right now. Congratulations to today's biggest fan, Maria Canedo from San Marcos. Give us a call within the next 10 minutes at 833-288-0973, and you'll qualify for our grand prize, 20 tickets for you and your friends for a night in our Odyssey suite and a Padres game with all the fan staff later this season, catered by Spiro's Mediterranean Cuisine. Remember to register your name at 973thefansd.com/biggest fan.
This is pretty brilliant. JZA.com says Paulie should interrupt Ben while he's anchoring. Just walk onto the set.
I just walk into the sky.
Sit down. Just do it.
Hijack the Higgins report tonight.
Yeah, it would be amazing.
Maria, you've got 10 minutes to call us, 833-288-0973. We'll be looking for your call while I sit silently and enjoy today's headlines on the Reindl Report.
You don't have to sit silently. You can participate.
All right, but not too much, apparently.
Right. And get things started here with our today's edition of the Reindl Report.
Now tuned into the greatest.
Welcome to the Reindl Report with Paul Reindl.
Hi, Paul.
All right.
2 stories from the world of sports that we haven't gotten to yet.
We'll start off in Major League Baseball.
And 1 story that you didn't know you needed.
Are you laughing, biatch?
It's the Reindl Report
Hey, Paul, how you doing? Okay, how are you?
on 97.3 The Fan.
Are you ready to bless the mood? I need some help, please.
That was good.
Can I get a
All right.
All right.
You tell me if you need any help, because I just saw a story that would be great for the Reindl Report.
Oh,
But
More
otherwise-
live golf.
No. Just give me 1 second here.
Oh, my God. Okay, go.
The new sport that debuts today at the Winter Olympics is called ski mountaineering, skimo. It's basically skiing except no chairlift. You just have to climb up the mountain and then ski down.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Sounds like the worst sport ever.
Doesn't it sound like the worst thing? They have to just climb all the way to the top and then ski.
When I went to ski and Telluride last year, we got to what I thought was the top of the mountain. And I asked my father, I go, what are those guys doing? He goes, oh, they're all hiking to the top of that little peak. I go, for what?
Ski
and he goes,
mountaineering.
To ski. And I go,
that's ski mountaineering.
But
Skimo.
we're up here already. He's like, no, they want to go a little bit higher.
Skimo.
He's like, any interest? I go, no. Are you kidding?
Not even a little bit.
I'm out of breath from riding the chairlift. You want me to put those skis on my back, hike up that, I don't know, 1,000-foot glacier or whatever it is? No.
I finally watched Free Solo last night as well.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
It's anxiety ridden.
Crazy.
Dude. Anxiety. Anyway.
What were you saying, Paulie?
I don't know. Something about the Reindl Report. Let's see. Where do we get started today?
It's such a good bit.
You know what? We'll get started. Not the biggest news of the day, but some significant news in the MMA world. Ronda Rousey is back and making her way back to the octagon later this year.
Yeah, she's fighting Logan Paul.
Did she retired,
for
right?
$1 billion.
She has not fought in a MMA event in 10 years.
10 years.
2016 was her last event. Don't know why this fight, but she has announced that she will be fighting Gina Carano on May 16th at the Intuit Dome in Inglewood.
Man.
And this will be promoted by not Logan Paul, but Jake Paul's most valuable promotions event. It's going to be streamed live on Netflix May 16th. I don't know if that does anything for you, but I mean, she was a huge, huge name in sports and entertainment.
She went to WWE, somebody said in the chat. After.
Yes,
that's right.
she has not been in the octagon, like in an MMA fight since 2016. So
is it like
she had kids?
Is it like riding a bike? MMA? It doesn't feel like it would be like, oh no, it's just like riding a bike.
I don't know anything about
like getting punched in the face.
No.
Just, you know,
I don't know anything about Gina
left.
Carano, so I don't know if she's a current superstar. Or, you know, Ronda's going to get her ass kicked. I have no idea. They're going to face each other at 145 pounds. Fight will be professionally sanctioned. 5 5-minute rounds using 4-ounce gloves in the steel octagon cage.
Man,
May 16th.
I wonder why
On
they
Netflix.
decided to make it an octagon rather than a rectangle or a square or a hexagon. Or
This actually calls it a hexagon cage.
Oh,
Maybe
okay.
Different styles or different
dodecagon,
Hey, Money.
12 sides.
A Money nails it. He says getting a knee to the face doesn't seem like
No,
riding
it
a bike.
doesn't.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's a
forgot
lot.
what that felt like.
Yeah,
It
that
didn't
sucked.
like
I
that
remember
at
it
all.
sucked then.
Gina Carano is 43 years old.
Okay.
And Ronda Rousey is 39.
All right.
So
Man, all right. Well, if it's on Netflix, I remember. I'll probably tune in.
it'll be on Netflix in May.
Yeah,
All
I'll
right.
tune in.
We will
Milfs,
move on.
Moms, I'd like to fight. Well, that's basically they're 40s, kind of. That's what they're doing.
Scared me to death, by the way. Scared me to death.
8 years of
8 years.
him not even saying like damn.
Yeah,
And you
ass.
thought today he's just
Today.
like screw it.
This is the day.
MILFs. After his
Acronyms can stand for anything you want.
after his sexy video from the weekend, nothing would shock
He's
me.
just unhinged
He's
now.
unhinged and pervert. My neighbor walked up to me again. He goes, "Hey, Higgins is a freak. He brought the freak out in him." I go, "Yeah, Ron, you're right. I have." He was so repressed for many years, and look at you now. He scared me. My heart's racing. Molly, if you can see my pulse right now, let me see if I can see it on my watch.
Check your watch.
I'm not joking you. I'm at like 96 beats a minute right now, dude.
Man.
He looked me dead in his
I was thinking the same. I was like,
Moms, I'd like to fight. Like what? Where's this coming from? Whew, whew. All
That
right.
was close.
That was really good.
Man.
Oh man.
All right. Well,
Excellent work, Benjamin.
moving on from that, I think we're going to talk a little Aztecs hoops maybe later this hour. So we'll save their win against Nevada. But San Diego State adjacent, were you guys all aware that the NBA dunk contest happened this weekend?
I saw the friggin'
They held it in the middle of the dunk contest was like on Friday night, right? And then Sunday was the All-Star game in like the middle of the day. Oh, Saturday night.
So
and then,
they did
yeah.
Saturday, Sunday. Now Saturday was Valentine's Day. I legitimately don't know if that played a role in this. The events took the 3-point shootout, the Rising Star, all this stuff on Saturday night. It was at the Intuit Dome in Inglewood, but they started at like 2:00. Like the dunk contest was underway at 3:00. Now
they didn't
I
want
know
to conflict with the Olympic primetime coverage or something.
It's very original for anybody to get into a microphone and be like, the dunk contest back in my day was what, it was. You're right. It was better. But I never remember it starting at like 2:30 in the afternoon on a Saturday. And that's where we were. So again, I don't know if that was like, hey, all these guys want to go out tonight. Like maybe we do it early and let them go out in LA. I have no idea. I don't remember them ever being that early. But yes, Saturday afternoon on Peacock, former San Diego State standout Keyshawn Johnson won the dunk contest.
He was
And
always a freak. The guy could jump out of the gym.
he did. I think he did 4 years here. Was it 4
He
full
transferred.
seasons?
No, I think he transferred to
Arizona.
Arizona his last season.
Yeah, I know he transferred. I think he played 4 and then he got like the
transferred
COVID
his
year.
last year. Yeah.
But he was pretty impressive. Now there was one dunk from the Lakers. Jackson Hayes, I believe, was the name. It was his first attempt of his first dunk. Now I think he got like 90 seconds on the clock, but you also only get 3 attempts. And an attempt is like you tried to slam the ball down, you just missed. If you never actually jump and try to make the ball go down into the basket, didn't count as an attempt. He was down to about 10 seconds. He only had 1 attempt still. He could not do the dunk that he was trying to.
I just saw it.
And the announcers were saying like, man, like a dunk like that, if you do it on the first, it's awesome. If you try it 5 times and then finally get it down, it's still a cool dunk, but it kind of loses its luster. He eventually just had to settle for like, I have to throw something down.
I have to get a dunk in.
It looked like something that you could see a guy at 24 Hour Fitness do. It was just, very average.
You just don't want to be disqualified.
He got it down. Like Dwight Howard gave him like a 47, and the judge was like, "Are you insane?"
Dwight Howard's like, I don't know, man. I've been up for 3 days.
But then Keyshawn Johnson got up there. He dunked over E40. He's from Oakland, so he had E40 out there on the court, and he dunked over him. He had a few other spectacular dunks. I know the dunk contest is not, Dr. J or Vince Carter or any of those guys, the greats from the day, back in the day, but it was still actually pretty entertaining. There's some freakishly athletic dunks.
Here's what SB Nation had to say about it 30 minutes ago. The headline, the NBA needs to put the dunk contest out of its misery. It said the 2026 NBA Slam Dunk Contest wasn't just bad. It was pathetic. The decline of the dunk contest has been well documented. Saturday night was the competition's rock bottom. Wow.
I'm not here to defend the NBA dunk contest by any means. I watched because a San Diego State player was in it.
Yeah, he did a really good, flipped it up, threw his legs behind the backboard. He was solid.
Good. Like that, his dunks would play in any era, in any year.
Congrats.
It's going to be the Jackson Hayes dunk. That's the one that's going to be played on loop, and everyone's going to say they need to end the dunk contest because it looks like
it's like me on the 8 footer.
Exactly. It was just the most basic ass dunk. You can't really describe it more than just he just ran up and put it down.
The game, I didn't watch it, but it got pretty decent reviews. The new format with the world team, the old Americans and the young Americans.
And what kind of ending was it?
An Elam ending. They had the overtime, first to 5 win.
Oh, Betty.
Actually, there were some decent, they played basketball, at least stretches of basketball.
There was glimpses of actual
basketball.
From what I saw, Kawhi hit a 3 to bury the other team.
And Edwards was the MVP, but Kawhi had a great all-star performance and could have been MVP as well.
Somebody in the chat says Mac McClung. I was going to bring that up. Mac McClung, you might remember him, seeing the highlights from the last few dunk contests. He's the G League player that's 5'5" and has ridiculous bounce. He posted videos of him dunking in just some gym on the same day as the dunk contest, and everyone's like, that was better than every dunk that we just watched on
Bring him
Peacock.
back.
But he did not get the invite. And then finally, gentlemen, we got to do a shout out to his family for a legend in the game. Robert Duvall passed away yesterday at the age of 95.
Again, more of a hat tip.
Oh, yeah.
At 95.
I don't think you asked what happened.
No, yeah. No, he's 95 years old. The guy was, he's just one of the best to ever do it. And I was years old when I found out he was a San Diegan. I was
also.
Which is crazy. Because why is he not celebrated as a San Diegan here?
I don't know how long he was here. Right?
Wikipedia, since when has that mattered?
His Wikipedia said he was born in San Diego.
As long as you were born here, that's all that matters.
Navy family,
16
spent
years.
most of his childhood in Annapolis, Maryland. But
where was he born?
Born here, apparently.
There you go. And you didn't know this?
I did not know it until yesterday.
I don't know why. I feel like I knew that. I don't know if somebody was saw him on a flight or something at one point. I thought I knew he had some ties to San Diego, but you look at his, even just his Wikipedia write-up or whatever, any write-up on him, some of the movies that he was in, he really clears for over 50 years. He was so good.
I asked Ben this question last week, and it's blasphemy on my part. I never saw Lonesome Dove. Never saw it. It came out in 89. I was 14. You're not going to get 14-year-old Woods to sit down and watch a Western miniseries. You just weren't. It wasn't going to happen, right?
Right.
No boobs in it. I'm out at 14. So I never came back to it. I've heard he's incredible in it. Did you ever watch it?
I never watched the miniseries. I read the book.
Okay.
By Larry McMurtry.
He wasn't in
that. It was my mom's favorite, though. She read the book, watched the miniseries, but I didn't watch it with her.
So I missed that one, obviously. But, of course, Godfather. My God.
Yeah.
Godfather 2.
We had the
Natural.
The clip last week when we were playing Take on Woods. I love the smell of napalm in the morning.
Apocalypse Now.
Robert Duvall.
I mean, incredible. Now, it tripped me out, too, because my grandfather, my pawpaw, we called him, it's identical. It's an identical match. Days of Thunder, when he plays the old mechanic and whatever, they wears this cap up high on his head. They could be twins, dude. So every time I saw the movie, I was like, It's identical. So when he passed, I got really sad because it reminded me of my grandfather. Colors. He was amazing in Colors with Sean Penn. Dude, the guy was unbelievable. You saw him in a movie and you went,
Sling Blade. Yeah.
Oh, my God.
I liked him in a couple of smaller roles, somewhat more recent, like in the last 20 years. Crazy Heart, he was in with Jeff Bridges. He owned the bar or whatever. That was his buddy. And then,
oh, yes, he was brilliant in that. That's right.
And then
How did I forget that?
There was a movie from like 04 or 05 called Secondhand Lions with Michael Caine. Haley Joel Osment is like their distant nephew. They're just two old buddies, and they tell kind of their life story as a story to him, and it was really good. Like, highly recommend.
You brought that up during the break, and Woods and I both agreed. Michael Caine, Mr. Destiny.
Yes.
Underrated movie.
Underrated baseball movie.
Jim Belushi.
Yeah, Jim Belushi.
Gets to go back and hit the home run as a kid and win the game instead of striking out. Gets the girl.
His whole life
His whole life changes, but not the way he thought it would.
Mr. Destiny was so
Love
underrated.
that movie.
I do too.
I've watched that 50 times.
Wonder if it holds up.
I don't know.
I'm going to check it out.
All right. Thank you, Paulie. Good job. I did see. Is this Maria? Let's go out to the phone lines. Maria, are you there?
Yeah, Yes, this is Maria.
Maria, congratulations. You called within the 10 minutes. I saw you there. You did it. You have qualified for our biggest fan contest. Congratulations. We'll let you know at the end if you win the grand prize. Thanks for listening to 97.3 The Fan.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yep. Yeah,
Hey,
that's
what's up?
us.
That's
Hi.
Ben.
Yeah.
Hey, Ben, this is Albert.
Hey, Albert.
Hey, Albert.
How you doing, man?
Good to talk to you, buddy.
I'm pretty good with my mom.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah. Congrats to
All
your
right.
mom.
Let's good luck to you guys in the biggest fan contest.
See you guys.
There you go.
Definitely.
All right.
Good luck.
All right. We will take a quick timeout. Enjoy the winners celebration.
Okay.
And then we'll talk a little Aztecs and then spring training. Sammy going to join us at the bottom of the hour. Stay tuned. More Bennett Woods on the way on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. First, if you would like to start the SDFatLoss.com program now, by like the second week of baseball season, you can be a brand new you, down 10 to 20% of your body weight in just 60 days. I'm speaking from experience. I lost 40 pounds in 60 days. I have kept the weight off, and I'll tell you, I was hesitant about the GLP-1 injections, and I think for good reason. The studies have found that a lot of the weight that you lose in GLP-1s is muscle, not fat. And when you lose muscle, it makes it even harder to burn fat, which makes it harder to keep the weight off. And you have to keep taking the injections, and they can get really pricey, $3,000 to $5,000 a year. Why not just do a program for 2 months? You're going to lose the weight quickly, safely, and then sustainably where you can keep the weight off, because it's all based on real foods, stuff you eat at the grocery store. I ate a lot of chicken and steak, vegetables that I liked at the right portions, the right times. Lost the weight fast. If that sounds good, set up your free consultation at sdfatloss.com. Do it today. You were making those New Year's resolutions. Doesn't matter if you didn't stick to them. Start them new right now. And by the second week of the baseball season, brand new you. We're already in spring training. I mean, it's right around the corner. Just think about it. Go to sdfatloss.com. Again, get your free consultation. sdfatloss.com. Results may vary.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? This spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
We have to get to the Tony Vitello stuff tomorrow. It's
that's
riveted.
fair.
I'm riveted.
Yeah, there's some audio we have to
It is
dive into the new Giants manager.
It's unbelievable.
Pretty nuts for week one of spring training.
I have a lot of friends that are Giants fans too, at least people I follow on Twitter. And then it's just like, they're coping a little bit. Like, I don't see what the big deal is. Just stop talking about it. Stop talking about it. We've all been there. But it is, if you haven't seen it or heard about it yet, we'll dive into that tomorrow. And they've asked him about it already today. So it's never going to stop for him.
We'll also get to wake up tomorrow, talk about an Aztecs basketball game tonight, 7 o'clock, CBS Sports Network, hosting Grand Canyon, looking for revenge after remember the controversial 1-point loss.
Yes.
They had the ball, they had the lead. BJ Davis went to the foul line. Few seconds left, missed the front end of the 1-and-1, and then Grand Canyon drove down. Kind of a mystery foul was called with 1 second left, and they hit both free throws.
Yep.
They won that game by 1, but you don't want to get swept by a team in your conference that's also, battling on the fringes of the NCAA tournament. So another big game tonight at Joe Lunardi's bracketology this morning. You got his last 4 in, first 4 out. The Aztecs are the last of the last 4 in right now. So literally the 68th team in the field at the moment, which of course means every game can be the one that either gets you in or keeps you out of the NCAA tournament at this point for San Diego State, but played well on Saturday against Nevada, completed the season sweep of the Wolfpack, getting Magoon-Guath back. We talked a little bit about it earlier. Magoon-Guath, 13 points, 3 of 3 on his 3-point shooting attempts. By the way, Didn't even hit the rim on any of them.
Swish.
Absolute swishes.
It almost made me mad how well he played on Saturday because of like, dude, we need that every
game,
single night.
And if they get that, the Aztecs and Steve Alford, the coach of Nevada, said it after the game. They're a completely different team. If Magoon Guath plays like that, they're on a different level than we thought they are. Now, can he keep it going? Guath, after the game, said getting that brace off his knee that he had played with all season before he had the hip injury, he said, it's like getting 2 pounds off my knee. I can move so much better, looked so much better. Now, if he stays healthy, plays like that, the Aztecs aren't only going to make the NCAA tournament, they could go on a run in the NCAA tournament, but one game does not mean Magoon Guath is back necessarily, and this one's not going to be easy. LZ Harrington is going to be out again. He had a really good game against Grand Canyon the first time. Reese Dixon Waters has played well. 14 straight double figures games, had another 20. He has quietly really gotten back to where he was before the injury, before he missed last season. The concerning part for the Aztecs is Miles Byrd remains
a mystery,
maddeningly inconsistent offensively. Yeah, he still brings the energy, brings the defense, steals, gets in the passing lanes, but the shot is just either there or it's not. And you can kind of see right away, like it's either those 3-pointers that just clang hard off the rim, or, he's making the NBA range threes. And I just don't know, it feels like their season's going to come to an end one day because Miles Byrd can't get the ball to go into the basket. And I wonder, at some point, does Brian Dutcher have to say, we need more shots from Guath, we need more shots from Dixon Waters, and we need less shots? It's a hard thing to tell the guy who came back when they told him he might be a late first round, early second round draft pick in his draft combine interviews. And he said, no, I want to come back to SDSU. And now he's barely averaging 10 points a game. And he's getting passed up by other players on his team and looking like less of an NBA prospect than he did at this point last year. Tough thing to coach for Brian Dutcher.
Yeah, it's tough, man. Not like it's not how you start, it's how you finish. There's time. Obviously going to need Miles Byrd in every way, offensively, defensively. But having Magoon Guath back is huge. And, they didn't have Magoon when they played GCU last time. First came back, played really, really well. Great. I mean, let's run it tonight. Got to get this win tonight. What's the line?
I think the Aztecs are favored by about 7.
Okay.
Let me see if I can find it I like to be accurate. That was a bit of a guess. I have got SDSU. Come on.
Minus 8.5.
8.5.
8.5.
I got 7.5 on ESPN. It started at 7.5. Now it's at 8.5.
All right. 7 p.m. tonight.
Yeah, but that's a tough team. Grand Canyon's get more NIL money than even San Diego State, they say. So, they can lure guys that are talented. They just don't have the culture and the pedigree that San Diego State does. But this will be their last meeting, and then GCU, part of the Mountain West, and the Aztecs moving off to the new Pac-12 next year. So we'll have that to talk about tomorrow morning. UCSD got their second straight win over UC Riverside. Their next game is a big one. It'll be here on 97.3 The Fan at UC Irvine. Always a conference power. That's not until Saturday night at 7 o'clock. And I'll throw out the SDSU women now, 14-1 in the Mountain West. They won again at Nevada over the weekend. They play tomorrow night at VS Arena against UNLV. So a little college basketball update for you.
You just mentioned the San Diego State women. Did we mention their softball team earlier?
I did not.
It's
I was thinking about putting it in to do
right
this. They're 8-2, which is a good start. They're a good team.
Listen to this one.
6 of them have been walk-off wins.
Good God.
And didn't they have 6 in a row?
It might have been 6 in a row. They just kept every walk-off, like home run, single.
I think they got to at least 5 in a row.
Yeah, it's been kind of a nutty start for Stacy Newman-Denise and her team this year at San Diego State.
Yeah, I'm looking at some of these numbers. My God, they got girls that are hitting 500 already with 19 RBIs. And
SDSU Kevin Vance, baseball coach, swept their opening series against Long Island over the weekend. Hey. And Brock Ungerich and USD took 2 out of 3 on the road at Charlotte in their first series. I believe they both play tonight on the road.
See the kid from Baylor that had 3 grand slams in one game?
What?
3 grand slams in one game.
Good Lord.
Wow.
Unbelievable. Good college baseball this weekend, too.
Do you remember the Tatis family?
Yeah. That's what they talked about on the broadcast.
All right, we're going to head out to Peoria, Arizona. Spring training Sammy will join us next. He's been all over the clubhouse with all the new Padres this morning. We'll get caught up with Sammy when we return. Final segment of Ben Woods next year on 97.3 The Fan.
He just here. I'll show you a little. Just a little.
Please don't.
Just a little bit. What hurts on you?
Nothing at all.
A little bit.
Nothing. Now,
So let's say
whatever you're about to touch is the only thing.
Let's say
It's gonna hurt.
Right?
All right, yeah.
Okay.
Pretend your knee hurts.
Pretend your knee.
It's going to in a second.
Right here.
That is not pleasant.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Humul Casino Resort, now open.
Broadcasting live from the Bill House Studios, we know how. Final segment of Ben and Woods, and it will involve a trip out to Peoria, Arizona to talk to spring training Sammy Levitt, and we will do that right after a check of traffic here on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center. Injured? Demand justice. Demand Jurowitz. 855GetRoss.com. Here's Kelly Danick.
Traffic is sponsored by Rivermark Medical. Well, crash is finally cleared on North 5 Coastline near Harbor Drive, but now South 5 Coastline just before Harbor Drive. Collision involving a couple of vehicles. Looks like one is facing the wrong way in the fast lane. Some malfunctioning traffic signals causing a bit of confusion near Mesa Boulevard off-ramp of northbound 805. Rivermark Medical is conducting a rapid 3 study for Floss Stent, a minimally invasive device designed to relieve symptoms from BPH. Men 45 or older suffering from frequent, painful, or difficulty urinating may qualify. Learn more at rivermarkmedical.com. That's rivermarkmedical.com. And Kelly Danick with Ben and Woods, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Well, Sam Levitt's content is everywhere. I was watching MLB Network. I believe Adnan Virk was interviewing AJ Casso. All of a sudden, video comes on the screen. It says, courtesy Sammy Lev on Twitter.
Yeah, buddy.
All over the place. As spring training, Sammy joins us from the back patio at the Peoria Sports Complex, courtesy of David P. Shapiro, criminal defense attorneys. Good morning, Sam.
Hi, guys. Good morning. I thought about you guys all weekend.
Did you?
long.
Yeah.
The moment you get off the air, things start happening. I mean, we went through multiple news cycles since the last time you were on the air, so you were top of mind all week for me.
Yeah, don't feel bad for us. You know, it's one of those things. It's like it's just one of those little.
It's the business.
It's the business that we're in. It's the time of day we work as well. Not a lot happens early in the morning, unless it was yesterday morning that the AJ news broke at like 6:30, right? Like 6:30 in the morning. Right. I was leaving for the gym. My wife goes, Preller extension. I go, what are you talking about? It's 6:30 in the morning. It's Preller extension.
And I'm just lying in bed looking at my phone. Going, all right, well, we would be on the air on a normal day.
Yeah. Crazy.
And speaking of it being early, I do want to give a special shout out to our fearless leader, Adam Klug, who, despite having 3 young children, throughout the weekend was available to assist in posting all our content and interviews. It's very, very helpful to me. Very early in the morning back in San Diego, but great job by Adam as well all weekend long on what was a very, very busy spring training weekend.
Well, he was running double duty because he was posting it to 97.3 The Fan, and then he was going to his own account and just firing off bullets. I mean, he was like on a bender. I was like, is he in a hotel room somewhere? Like his wife kicked him out or something? And he just couldn't stop. He couldn't stop.
And knowing Adam, he had also enough time to be texting his various producers and hosts with his thoughts as well.
Indeed. The guy is sports talk machine.
Job.
Sports talk machine.
So
he is very, very helpful. So
Sammy, let's take attendance. We saw Walker Buehler and Ty France this morning. Have we seen German Marquez, Griffin Canning? Who have we and have we not seen so far?
Walker Buehler is here. Ty France is here. Obviously, Nick Castellanos is here. I have not seen German Marquez. Now, that doesn't mean he's not here. I haven't seen him yet. I've not seen Griffin Canning either. So those two guys I've not seen yet. But yeah, France, Buehler, Castellanos. Am I missing anybody else who was signed recently? I don't think so. They are all here. And first time we'll see, I assume, Buehler and France getting their work in today.
Buehler.
I was waiting. I thought we'd make it the whole
Since
show.
We were taking attendance, and
I,
one of them was Buehler.
I was
Buehler.
I knew it was coming.
Buehler.
And I was hoping we'd make it through, but I knew we wouldn't. I knew it in my heart of hearts. All right, Sammy. Nick Castellanos, certainly an interesting guy. He's a little bit scary. I'll be honest. He's a little bit scary. I've seen a couple of interactions with some fans out there, and I've seen it. His presser. What are your early thoughts on that? And how does he seem to be assimilating?
Yeah, well, first on the move itself, I mean, look, I give what the Padres did this past weekend, quite frankly, an A+.
Really?
For the fact alone that there's not a lot of risk in these moves.
Yes.
Like in the context of what they need a bat. There's just not a lot of risk in these moves, and that's why I give it an A+. There's no reason to not make the moves they did at league minimum. Minor league deals.
Yeah.
They need the depth. So to me, over the weekend, I was like, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yep.
But tell me what the downside is. With Castellanos in particular, and by the way, again, the A+ is just to the nature of making the moves. Are those guys going to contribute to winning baseball in San Diego in 2026? We're going to find out. But as far as bringing them in, very, very little downside, I think, to every move they made based on the money and based on the types of deals. With Castellanos, I give him a lot of credit. In two ways. Number one, showed up, spoke to the media, and I thought said everything right. Said the right things about accepting whatever role the Padres have for him. I thought his answers about the Philadelphia situation were really good. He didn't take the bait. He essentially said the only regret he has, well, the two were, the way it got kind of emotional for him and the way he reacted with the incident in Miami. But he also just said the only thing I regret is that we didn't win a World Series, that group. So I thought that was a great answer. He's done all the right things on the field so far. He's over there at first base working. He's never played there in the major leagues. He was out there early in the morning, even before the deal was officially announced by the team, working with Ryan Goins, working with Nick Punto at first base. And we're going to see how that shakes out and how it looks, and if he really does get opportunities to play over there. But I will tell you, he's out there in drills working at first base with Gavin Sheets and with some other guys as well. So to this point, he's shown up and done all the right things, both on and off the field. And again, look, I know the numbers have dwindled for him, but I put him in a very different category than, say, Yuli Gurriel or Jason Hayward of last year and some of the other guys the Padres have acquired this time of year that maybe are in the second half, the back end of their career. Castellanos had 17 home runs last year. If he can just give you some slug and provide some pop and be good against left-handed pitching again, it gives you something that they need. So I just saw very, very little downside in it. Obviously, his relationship to Manny, I think, is significant. They were talking in the clubhouse this morning after a meeting the team had, and that clearly played a role. His relationship with Manny, and look, it's a clubhouse that has a lot of big personalities. What's one more? I really liked it because I think the upside is there. And I was talking to somebody yesterday, like, number one, if he hits, he's going to play. If he doesn't hit, then that's going to be a problem. And if there's, clubhouse stuff going on, any issues, reality is the Padres are not paying him very much, and you cut ties. I think it was 100%. I think as Woodsy, you tweeted out at some point over the course of the last few days, to me, it was 100% worth the flyer to see what he could bring.
Yeah, I totally could stomach that one, man.
Don't know if you heard it. We got some great analysis from our friend Jon Marks in Philly this morning, who said, don't worry about the clubhouse stuff. First year and a half, Nick Castellanos, great in the clubhouse.
Yeah.
After year 3 or 4,
maybe 4.
Maybe starts to it's time to move on from him, and they were at that stage in Philly, but for a while, it's going to be great with Nick Castellanos. So we'll see how that plays out. I want to ask you, though, about what's actually happening on the fields. Saw Joe Musgrove, throwing some live BP. Woods made the comment this morning from the videos that we've seen. You've posted a lot of them.
Yeah.
Feels like no one's made contact against any of our pitchers yet.
Our pitchers,
spring training.
Our pitchers look really good.
What you've seen?
Yeah, our pitchers are either really good or our hitters are really bad.
It's so tricky with the live at bat stuff because there's part of me that feels bad to expose the hitters.
Yeah.
When they're the ones swinging and missing, and the overreaction to the strikeouts and things like that are just crazy for February 15th on a backfield, But anyway,
Sammy, I'm not joking when I say that I saw a Phillies fan watch a video of Bryce Harper taking a swing. He missed, and he goes, "Swing looks slow, man." I'm like, "Oh my God!" It's been like he was getting pummeled on social media too.
You're right. I think the pitchers have had the upper hand so far. Now they face some good guys. Miller's thrown a couple of times. Musgrove, King, and Pivetta all through the other day. You're right. Put it this way. I take a lot of video of those at bats, both the big time pitchers and the big time hitters, and I don't see everyone and take video of everyone because I can only be at one place at one time. However, there has not been a swing that has warranted like a post on social media.
Yeah, allowed out
in a few
even
days. But there's been plenty of strikeouts, and I'll tell you what, seeing yesterday Joe get out there and take them out, I didn't talk to him about it today. I don't know if that's the first time he's faced hitters in that situation since working his way back from the Tommy John, but that was great to see yesterday. And he looked good. I mean, he got Cronenworth a couple times for whatever it's worth. And, but you're right. I think the pitchers have been a little bit ahead of the hitters in the live at bats, which for this time of year in mid-February is
it's the ultimate catch-22 though, because if the hitters were just bombing 500-foot home runs, you go,
Mason Miller.
Oh my God, the pitching is terrible. You can't win an inter-squad matchup.
And I will tell you from a content standpoint, it's a total catch-22 because if Manny hits a home run off whoever, Mason Miller, whomever it might be, then you're making the pitcher look bad. And I always post this stuff. I'm like, I hope the guy that got the worst end of it doesn't see it. But now, it is what it is.
Sammy, who was it that was it you that got your hand? Who got their hand slapped over the weekend by? I saw a tweet come out.
Oh, I saw that.
Media members.
That wasn't about me.
Okay, good.
Media members in areas they weren't supposed to be.
I'm not. I don't know who it was about, but
stay out of the showers. Sammy.
It was not
the showers.
It wasn't. It was like the area between the dugouts, and you got to stay on the warning track.
I'm a pretty seasoned spring training vet at this point with the video and where I go, and so it was not about me, but. Over the weekend, there were a lot of people here, a lot of TV cameras from local stations, a number of people that showed up over the weekend and got their money's worth as far as the trip. They got a lot of content out of the weekend. So it got busy, and now it'll probably kind of slow down before you guys get here.
Good question here in the chat. Says, any special consideration for reps for the WBC players, more reps, real-time scenarios, etc.? When do they leave? Do we know again when exactly they depart?
I believe March 1st.
Okay.
A week after we leave.
Okay.
Yeah, I believe March 1st is what I've heard.
Okay.
I don't know if, I know last time Xander was playing in Asia, I think.
Yeah.
So he may have left a little bit earlier. They're playing, I think, in Miami. It's somewhere.
Yeah, but Yuki might have to leave a little earlier to get to Japan with his team and stuff.
For all I know, a guy like a Yuki's going to leave earlier, but I believe March 1st is at least the date or around then when those guys depart. So they'll be here for a little bit longer and be here when I think they'll also be here when you guys are here. And as far as reps, I mean, the only thing I'll say is that they've, the position player guys got here earlier that are playing in the WBC. Although by the time, Manny and Tatis got here, everybody was kind of here already. And those guys, maybe the live ABs have happened a little bit quicker, but I don't feel like there's been much of a difference from spring trainings past with those guys and the timing of everything going on, and games are going to start at the end of the week, and we go from there. So to me, it's been very, very similar. I don't think anything super extra goes on with those guys leaving.
Anything from Craig Stammen this morning? Is he still counting his media sessions, or is he giving up?
12 down. He didn't do it today. He did do it a couple of times over the weekend. He didn't do it today. Nothing of major note. The only thing that I asked Craig about today, and it's something to just chew on, as the Padres sign Marquez and Buehler, and you've got Marco Gonzalez and JP Sears and all the interest, McKenzie, all these guys that you think are in the mix for the back end of the rotation. I did ask him about Randy Vasquez. Randy, I don't know if you guys realize this, Randy's out of options. So, to me, and I asked him about, hey, a couple of days ago, we talked about Randy having the inside track to one of these jobs at the back end. And I asked him, does the signing of all these guys, does that affect Randy at all, or what he has to prove, quote unquote, at spring training? And Craig essentially said, no, it doesn't affect Randy. From that answer and what I can tell, I'm still, and I think you guys are as well, pretty confident in saying that Randy's going to take one of those final 2 spots. And we're really talking about a battle for the final spot in the rotation.
Yep.
However, you never know. Guys come here and impress. And could you see a scenario where, Randy ends up as a long man in the bullpen for a little while if they don't, with no options left? I don't know. It does dawn on me a little bit, even though Randy, has done a lot of good things, and you do wonder with some of the underlying numbers, is there going to be regression and all those things with all these new names in the mix? If a couple of guys show up and really impress, does his spot in the rotation get threatened at all? But then again, you consider that he's out of options, and that could certainly play a factor as well. So that was the only thing that I wanted to ask Craig today. But aside from that, I don't think there was anything that was super, super newsworthy from him.
Well, Woods still thinks there is going to be a trade at some point here before the end of spring training.
Just my gut.
I mean, if they didn't have room for Randy, he'd be an interesting trade possibility. But I agree with you, Sammy. I think he's going to end up as the number 4 starter. Yeah. So I doubt it's something. But I don't know. Do you think there's still a move to be made by AJ Preller here?
Never say never with him, right? I mean, I think a lot of us here just chat with people on the media side, like, you kind of look at the bullpen and it's such a strength, and it's a place where you could probably afford to deal from.
Yep.
And you think, would there be a move there?
Boy, a lot of teams need bullpen help.
Yeah. Would there be a move there as spring training rolls along? So we'll see. Obviously, AJ's been very busy, which has been good for the content machine over the last few days. We'll see.
Sammy, appreciate it. We'll see you in a few days. We'll talk to you tomorrow morning.
All right, guys. Sounds good. See ya.
All of our coverage from Sam Levitt brought to you by David P. Shapiro, criminal defense attorneys, helping good people regain control of their future when charged with a crime since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com.
I saw this picture yesterday of this guy that put together I think it was 1 million pieces. It was like a 1 million piece puzzle. And I just imagine that's how Ruben Niebla feels right now. Where they're like, here's this giant box. All right, go ahead, enjoy it.
All the pieces should be there.
Everything should be there. So if you could just spread it out on the ground.
What's the biggest puzzle you've ever done?
Me?
1,000?
Maybe.
500?
Maybe 500.
Do you get your kids puzzles? Or?
My kids like puzzles.
I
don't know. He liked puzzles. I remember that. You liked puzzles when you were a kid. You still like puzzles now, don't you?
We haven't done one in a while, but there's something exciting about finishing a good puzzle.
No?
Is there? Okay. No, not really.
Exciting.
Finding the corner pieces after a long search.
Huh?
Satisfying.
Oh, I mean, but I just pictured Ruben and they're going, oh, no. Okay, cool. If you got, hey, you have any more projects you want to throw my way, that'd be great. I'm down. I don't have enough right now. Just keep throwing them. Who else is out there? Andy Ashby, got anything left in the tank or no?
Braden and Frank are coming up next. Got a text. Can I share that, or is that for off the air about Brett Rippon and the comments from?
Well, you just shared it on the air.
No,
doesn't matter now.
Apparently, I'll let them tell the story if they want. Coming up next, that's it for us. We will be back tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. with more Ben and Woods. For Paulie Reindl, for Stephen Woods, I'm Ben Higgins. Have a great rest of your Tuesday from all of us here. San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.